Chapter 1701 Killing Rank 8. A group of Eastern Sea Rank 8 GU Immortals flew along Central Continent's mountain ranges at a low altitude. After Duke Long took the Immortal GU House Dragon Palace by force, he caused Eastern Sea's Righteous Path, Demonic Path, and even lone Immortal Rank 8s to work together. It should be here. Shen Kong Sheng suddenly stopped as he showed a suspicious expression towards the mountain below him. This mountain was very plain, it was surrounded by mountains and was nothing special. This, Hua Kai-yun frowned, shaking her head. I did not find anything with my investigative method. But I feel that this mountain is different. Qing Yuan said. It is here, Granny Rong said with certainty. The surrounding GU Immortals looked toward her. Granny Rong was a Poison Path GU Immortal. How did she have such incredible attainment in investigative methods? There is an illusion formation here. Song Chi Yuan's eyes shined with crystal light as he spoke. But we do not have any formation path member now. Hua Kai-yun added. Zhang Yin laughed coldly. Why are we hesitating? Let's break into the formation by force. Earlier in Eastern Sea, we were all wary of each other, that allowed Duke Long to succeed. Now, we have set an alliance, we will advance and retreat together, even if Duke Long comes, so what? Ha ha ha, he is right, let's charge in. Song Chi Yuan laughed loudly, attacking. Boom boom boom, Rank 8 GU Immortals had incredible methods. In a chain of explosions, the illusion formation seemed to have shattered, it exposed the true scenery. Below the mountain, there was a huge rock cavern. The cavern had natural dragon markings, it resembled dancing dragons that intertwined together. Eastern Sea's Immortals only took a glance before they lost interest in this cavern with dragon markings. They flew into the cave and found that there was a huge hole below. They flew along the path, going down. After passing a long tunnel, light appeared before the Immortals' eyes. This is a natural earth trench below the cavern. This is not a new earth trench, it must have existed for a very long time. As Dragon Palace at the depths of this earth trench. Duke Long took away the Immortal GU house, why did he put it here? Eastern Sea's Immortals discussed. The earth trench was unfathomably deep, it was completely dark and eerie. Compared to the earth trench, they were too small, they were like insignificant flies. Roar! Suddenly, an intense gust of wind emerged from the earth trench, blowing upwards. At the same time, the entire earth trench started to shake, the rocks along the cliffs of the earth trench started to fall. The expressions of Eastern Sea's Immortals changed, they felt a strong sense of threat. The tremors started abruptly and ended just as abruptly. More than 10 breaths later, the entire earth trench returned to normal. What exactly is down there? No matter what it is, it was able to make all of us feel danger, it is not simple. I want to see what Duke Long is up to. Eastern Sea's Immortals were about to explore the depth of the earth trench when rainbow lights started to shine in the earth trench, a super immortal formation appeared and enveloped all of the GU Immortals. They were waiting in ambush. Such an amazing immortal formation. Who is it? An old Central Continent Rank 8 GU Immortal appeared before the Eastern Sea Immortals. He was wearing a grey robe, he was covered in a deep level of sadness all over his body. Eastern Sea's Rank 8s were very knowledgeable, they quickly recognized this Central Continent Rank 8 expert. Oh, you are Wind Cloud Manor's Old Man Bei Feng. Old Man Bei Feng sighed. Yes indeed, you have come here to attack Hidden Dragon Cave, it is very unwise. With me here, no matter what objective you have, you will not succeed. Hidden Dragon Cave. This is Hidden Dragon Cave. Many Eastern Sea GU Immortals felt greatly shocked. Hidden Dragon Cave contained the legendary immemorial desolate beast Zhang Sheng, everyone knew that. But its location had never been exposed. Old Man Bei Feng was originally able to become a Heavenly Court member, but because his beloved grandson Feng Chanzi made a mistake, Old Man Bei Feng took the punishment together and they were tasked to guard over Zhang Sheng in Hidden Dragon Cave. Because of specific reasons, Duke Long placed the Rank 8 Immortal GU House Dragon Palace here. These Eastern Sea GU Immortals searched for clues and found their way to Hidden Dragon Cave. Puff! Old Man Bei Feng's body shook as he activated the Super Immortal Formation. This Super Immortal Formation was able to trap Zhang Sheng, it was naturally very powerful. Eastern Sea's GU Immortals were all swept by its power, their eyes blurred as they found that they were trapped in a huge space after regaining their vision, isolated from each other. At the next moment, Eastern Sea's Immortals struck and attacked their surroundings. A Rank 8 battle was about to begin. At the same time, Immortals acted all over Central Continent. Mountain Tortoise Valley. Inside the valley, walls were steep, almost perpendicular to the ground. Demonic Path GU Immortal 9 Ghost Finger sneaked in here. He looked at the mountain tortoises here with a look of desire. There were many mountain tortoises, they filled the entire valley, among them were gigantic desolate beast mountain tortoises. Mountain tortoises that are rare in Eastern Sea are common in southern border and central continent. This mountain tortoise valley is the largest mountain tortoise breeding ground in central continent. He. Nine Ghost Finger laughed smugly to himself. This was originally the resource point governed by Spirit Butterfly Valley of the 10 great ancient sects. But now, the GU Immortal guarding this place was drawn away to protect a certain refinement path convention area. However, even though the person left, they left behind warning methods. Nine Ghost Finger did not enter abruptly, he stayed outside and investigated for a long time, realizing the truth. This was an Earth Path Immortal killer move. Let me see how to unravel this method. Nine Ghost Finger's eyes shined brightly, his 10 fingers quickly deduced and they flew all over the place. His fingers moved fast, alternating between real and phantom. There were originally 10 fingers but soon, only 9 finger phantoms were left. Nine Ghost Finger's wisdom path inheritance was very unique. The missing finger represented the one in the great Tao that fled, it was the most profound heavenly secret one. Nine Ghost Finger only secondarily cultivated wisdom path, he primarily cultivated soul path. His fingers danced as he muttered phrases to himself. The more he deduced, the more his eyes shined with brilliance. And meanwhile, countless li away in Moonlight Mound, a serious battle ensued. Rank 7 lone immortal Xie Bao Shu floated in the sky, his aura was grand as he attacked Moonlight Mound with a barrage of attacks. He was dressed in a blue robe, he looked like a scholar with a handsome jade face, he had the appearance of a good-looking young man. His opponent, the female immortal guarding Moonlight Mound, was in a sad state, she said furiously, Xie Bao Shu, you are not worthy of being a famous lone immortal of Eastern Sea, you actually acted so demonically and tried to plunder Moonlight Mound. Go and steal from the 10 great ancient sects if you dare, we are both lone immortals yet you still target me. Back then, I bought your year GU, I had given you business. Xie Bao Shu sighed. Fairy Yuhua, unless I had no choice, I would not do this. My year GU business has flopped, I need another source of income. If you can give me half of your moonlight mushrooms, I will leave now without question. The Central Continent female immortal wanted to cough out blood. I had spent 30 years nurturing my moonlight mushrooms and put in huge effort, you want half of them now, you are dreaming. Even if I cannot defeat you, you will not have them. Before I escape, I will destroy the entire Moonlight Mound. Can you? Suddenly, a soft whisper was heard behind the Central Continent female immortal. Ambush. The female immortal was very shocked, someone had actually sneaked behind her without her noticing. Who? The female immortal wanted to turn around and check but at the next moment, her vision went dark as she fainted. Yu Xianzi stood above Moonlight Mound as he looked at the Central Continent female immortal, before turning to Xie Bao Shu with a smile. Yu Xianzi specialized in theft path, he was the GU immortal most skilled at collecting earth trench black oil in Eastern Sea. His appearance was ugly and he looked like a lecher, but he was best friends with Xie Bao Shu. Xie Bao Shu came to Central Continent for resources, Yu Xianzi naturally came to help. Inside rumor cage, Fang Yuan shouted as he unleashed immortal killer move Myriad Dragon. Myriad dragons flew and fought against the countless silver tigers. At once, dragons and tigers fought, there were beautiful silver sparkles when they fought, amidst deep killing intent. After a few breaths of time, the dragons fell in numbers, they were not the tigers' match. Fang Yuan's face was grim as he continued to activate Myriad Dragon, holding his own. Lord Zhou Shongshin's methods are truly powerful. This combination is amazing, using rumor cage, malicious rumors, and rumors become tigers, his battle strength is increasing endlessly. The longer this drags on, the more disadvantage it is for Fang Yuan. But he is in a desperate situation, he can no longer escape. The 3 Central Continent rank 8s watched by the side, guarding the formation from a corner. Zhou Shongshin alone was able to suppress Fang Yuan. Any Heavenly Court GU Immortal would have incredible talent, they were genius experts. Normally, I only have upper tier rank 8 battle strength, I am inferior to Li Huang. But with my information path advantage, using Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable's killer move and borrowing the wills of Central Continent's countless humans, my battle strength will continue to grow. At this rate, I will eventually kill Fang Yuan through attrition. Even though Zhou Shongshin had the advantage, he did not become careless. Even though he had just woken up, a huge amount of information had allowed him to gain a deep understanding of Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's great strength, craftiness, and threat was deeply etched into Zhou Shongshin's mind. Information path and human path Heavenly Court truly has deep foundations, By just sending a counter, I am in deep trouble. Fang Yuan looked at Zhou Shangxin as he sighed to himself. The enemy did not expose any weaknesses, they were very vigilant against Fang Yuan and used all sorts of investigative methods. Any sort of commotion would be detected. Fang Yuan's countless battle tactics could not be used. Fang Yuan had become rank 8 for a very short period of time. He was reliant on reverse flow protection seal and Luo Po seal, and others to stabilize his battle strength at upper tier rank 8. In earlier fights, he was either in the 5 regions regional walls, 5 regional mountain range, or the River of Time. Fang Yuan could use the environment or other people to his advantage, shortening the difference in strength between him and the enemies. But now, he was deep in Central Continent, he was countered by a true rank 8 great expert. In terms of information path, he had too shallow attainment. Human path was worse. Forget it, the probing ends here, it is time to use my territorial advantage. Fang Yuan's lips moved as he exposed a crafty smile. At the next moment, his ambush was activated. Rumble. A huge formation activated in the outer world of Central Continent. Rumor cage was like an egg, it was smashed by the terrifying force. Why is there a formation here? Central Continent's 4 immortals were shocked and furious. Make a guess. Fang Yuan laughed heartily, turning into the immemorial year monkey as he jumped towards Zhou Shangxin, punching with his fist. Rumor cage broke, the backlash made Zhou Shangxin spat out mouthfuls of blood. Time path method activated, time was slowed in the surroundings, Zhou Shangxin could not dodge in time, he was hit by Fang Yuan's fist as he crashed to the ground. Quick, save Lord Zhou Shangxin. Let's attack together. The other 3 GU immortals charged at Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan laughed sinisterly, the formation activated again, stalling the 3 rank 8s for a breath of time. Using this chance, Fang Yuan's huge body descended as he landed before Zhou Shangxin, who was like a rag doll. Immortal killer move, Spring Scissors. A huge pair of scissors was held in the monkey's hands. The blades were tens of feet long, they stabbed into the soil on the ground. Next, the huge scissors snipped, the ground was like a soft piece of tofu when compared to the sharp blades. Crack, with a soft sound, the scissors closed up as the 2 blades met. Blood splattered, Zhou Shangxin's head flew in the sky before it landed on the ground. Zhou Shangxin had died. Chapter 1702, Common Enemy Hatred. More than half of Imprisonment Valley's southern thorns were stolen by a mysterious GU immortal. Red River Beach's immortal formation was destroyed, the blazing red stones inside were all plundered by 3 GU immortals. Someone wants to steal Falling Heavenly River's primeval sand, he was forced away by Heaven's Envy Manor's immortal killer move that was left behind. Fairy Ziwei took command in Heavenly Court, observing the situation of the entire Central Continent. All of these news made her frown more tightly. She was furious. The huge Central Continent had abundant resources and talents. Heavenly Court's leaders and Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects had worked effortlessly for countless generations to create this prosperity. But now, because of these thieves, it was a huge mess. Meanwhile, Duke Long sat in his seat and listened to Fairy Ziwei report the disastrous news. His face was extremely calm. No matter, so what if we lose some resources? They are just tiny problems. Duke Long said as he shut his eyes, resting as his arm supported his chin. Fairy Ziwei breathed in deeply, telling herself to calm down, but at the next moment, her eyes widened as she said angrily, Fang Yuan has already escaped. 3 of our Central Continent rank 8s were injured, while senior Zhou Shangxin he was killed by Fang Yuan. Oh, a sharp light flashed in Duke Long's eyes, he stopped resting as he sat up straight, saying, Zhou Shangxin was specially chosen to fight Fang Yuan, he had the greatest strength among them but was actually killed by Fang Yuan while the rest escaped with injuries. There must be a reason. Where is the battle report? Here, Fairy Ziwei handed an information path GU worm to Duke Long. The battle report was very detailed, because other than Zhou Shangxin, the other 3 Central Continent rank 8s were alive. After seeing the report, the hall went silent. Long after, Fairy Ziwei said, I originally thought that Fang Yuan killed senior Zhou Shangxin using Luo Po seal, to think that the killer move used was Spring Scissors. According to this intel, Spring Scissors was modified again. And most importantly, when Fang Yuan transformed into the immemorial year monkey, his battle strength has broken through to the peak of rank 8. Saying so, Fairy Ziwei sighed deeply. She had known that Fang Yuan was a threat long ago. If he was allowed to grow freely, he would become a huge problem. Fairy Ziwei had expected this to happen, but she did not expect that this day would come so quickly. How long has Fang Yuan become a GU immortal? In just the blink of an eye, he became rank 8. And with another blink, he reached the peak of rank 8. even my battle strength is only at upper tier rank 8 level. At once, Fairy Ziwei felt a little dejected. Duke Long looked at Fairy Ziwei as he said slowly in a low tone, "Ziwei, don't look down on yourself." Fang Yuan grew rapidly not just because of his talent, he also had external help. He was chosen by Red Lotus Demon Venerable and obtained Spring Autumn Cicada. He also got Spectral Soul's True Inheritance and inherited Shadow Sect. He even has Ghostly Concealment, that is part of Thieving Heaven's True Inheritance. And don't forget, with the collapse of 88 Truyong Building, how many benefits did Fang Yuan get from Giant Sun Immortal Venerable? We are already paying a lot of attention to him, your measures were not wrong. The reason why we failed was not just because of Fang Yuan, but also because of the forces affecting him. We are not eliminating Fang Yuan alone, we are also contesting the forces that surround him. These are either Immortal Venerables or Demon Venerables, they were the reason Fang Yuan could grow to this extent. Fairy Ziwei heard this and showed a shameful expression. I had lost my cool and stability, thank you for the reminder, Lord Duke Long. Duke Long smiled faintly. I am not consoling you, this is just a fact. However, even though Fang Yuan has peak rank 8 battle strength, as long as he is not rank 9, he cannot overturn our heavenly court. Zhou Shangxin's death was clearly reported, it was because Fang Yuan used an immortal formation to destroy Rumor Cage. Fang Yuan is crafty and vicious, he purposely stalled for time and made Rumor Cage stronger with the will of Central Continent's people, far beyond its original capabilities. By destroying it afterwards, Zhou Shangxin suffered immense backlash that he could not endure, causing him to be heavily injured. Even though the remaining 3 rank 8s tried to help immediately, Fang Yuan was prepared and used the formation to disrupt them. By turning into the immemorial Year Monkey and gaining peak rank 8 battle strength, he caught everyone off guard and killed Zhou Shangxin. Fang Yuan had always been pretending to be weak, using Rumor Cage, he harmed our GU Immortal. Even though Zhou Shangxin was very vigilant, he still fell for Fang Yuan's trap. Actually, if both sides fought fairly, even if Fang Yuan had peak rank 8 battle strength, he could not kill Zhou Shangxin. The battle afterwards could prove this point. Our 3 rank 8s fought together and retreated, Fang Yuan could not retain them. Fairy Ziwei nodded continuously, Duke Long's analysis was the same as hers, she agreed, there is no strongest immortal GU, only strongest GU immortal. Fang Yuan has grown fully now, he has powerful methods and vicious plans, he is also ruthless and achieves outstanding results. Right now, he has peak rank 8 battle strength, our arrangements earlier were all disrupted, should we send Li Huang to deal with him? Duke Long shook his head. Li Huang must continue to guard the Refinement Path Convention. Restoring fate is the most important goal, we cannot divert anyone away from that objective. Even if we make Li Huang go after Fang Yuan, he has fixed immortal travel. Even if teleportation fails, Fang Yuan would still want to waste Li Huang's time. After all, he is not the only person who wants to disrupt the restoration of fate, we cannot fumble at this moment. Yes, Lord Duke Long. Fairy Ziwei had regained her calm already. Even though Duke Long was not a Wisdom Path GU Immortal, he was in charge of Heavenly Court, his disposition was extraordinary, he was like a huge pillar stabilizing and holding up the entire situation. Let alone peak rank 8 battle strength, even if Fang Yuan was a pseudo-immortal venerable with the same strength as Duke Long, so what? Duke Long believed that with Heavenly Court's foundation, they would definitely be able to repair Fate GU. Even if Fang Yuan caused much trouble, as long as he was not a rank 9 venerable, he could not change the situation. Duke Long was most concerned about the progress of the Refinement Path Convention. He looked at the other person in the hall, asking, Lord Zheng Yuan, how has the activation of Common Enemy Hatred Killer move gone? The person in question was an old man, he had many wrinkles on his face, he was thin and dry like a stick, he was truly resembling a man about to step into his grave. He sat on a stone bench and was curled up due to his hunchback. He breathed slowly and lightly, his aura was so weak that it would not be strange if he died now. But his seniority surpassed Duke Long, even though he had rank 7 cultivation level, he was a member of Heavenly Court. He was old man Zheng Yuan. Because of Fate Gu's restoration, he had woken up from the immortal graveyard. Normally speaking, Heavenly Court only recruited rank 8 GU immortals, and those had to be elites among elites. But old man Zheng Yuan only had rank 7 cultivation level, yet he was acknowledged and recruited into Heavenly Court. The most important reason was because old man Zheng Yuan cultivated a special path, human path. The concept of human path had existed from very long ago. It originated from the person who everyone living in this world knew, Ren Zhu. The less than the legends of Ren Zhu greater than left behind by Ren Zhu could be said as the greatest, oldest, and most mystical inheritance in human history. Less than the legends of Ren Zhu greater than contained the profundities of human path. Many great geniuses were able to gain some sort of comprehension from reading it. These gains were usually spectacular and shocking to everyone. Heavenly Court thought of itself as humanity's leader. They had accumulated countless human path methods. These were one of Duke Long's greatest sources of confidence. Old man Zheng Yuan spoke in a weak voice. Back then, when the 18 variant human demonic immortals attacked primordial origin immortal Venerable, he was invincible in the world. After the 18 variant human demonic immortals lost terribly, they were unresigned and tried to deceive the immortal Venerable. Primordial origin immortal Venerable was troubled and sat in the formation for 3 days and nights, thinking deeply and unable to regain his senses. After reading less than the legends of Ren Zhu greater than, he broke through the confusion in his heart, creating many human path killer moves such as countless lifeforms, people's united hearts, and common enemy hatred. I am merely a key to activate primordial origin immortal Venerable's remnant methods. I do not deserve the title of Lord. Please address me by my name, Duke Long. Old man Zheng Yuan was very humble. Right now, countless lifeforms has already been activated. The killer move common enemy hatred is also effective in the whole of Central Continent. Now, as long as we can gather enough human will to a certain degree, we will be able to use the killer move people's united hearts. Good. Duke Long smiled. This is good. With common enemy hatred, Central Continent's people will be united in their anger and hatred. The Refinement Path Convention will definitely continue smoothly. Central Continent, Mystical Body Sect. This sect was created by a Supreme Elder of Wind Cloud Manor, Wu Fa. It was also a competition location of this Central Continent Refinement Path Convention. After the initial selection, those that could compete here were all experts in GU refinement. There were thousands of GU masters in the square, each had their own space as they refined GU. The entire square was covered in a thick wall of light. Rank 7 GU Immortal Wu Fa was staying here, protecting the place. Half the time had passed, most GU masters had failed already. Some people had soot on their face, some were pitiful and their arms were blown to bits, bloody holes appeared in their chest. GU refinement was a dangerous process, any distraction and they would suffer huge injuries. Another GU master faced an accident during GU refinement as he fainted on the spot. The formation below the square's floor tiles activated. This GU master was teleported outside as healing GU masters gathered and quickly treated him. This person had made a mistake while handling the GU materials. The poison from the materials seeped into his body, causing him to faint. Soon, he was saved and managed to wake up. Even though you woke up, your limbs are weak and your mind is fuzzy, you cannot continue with the competition. The healing GU master felt pity for him. He was not weak. Many people thought he would succeed. This person laughed. So what if I failed? According to the great immortals, even if I fail in the competition, it will still benefit Central Continent. It will benefit the righteous path. Those demonic path immortals are trying their best to ruin our refinement path convention. They killed so many innocent lives. Even though we are mortals, we cannot give up on resisting them. Participating in the refinement path convention and keeping it going is our revenge against them. Even though his voice was weak, his content was firm. It felt like clashing swords. Good lad. The healing GU master gave a thumbs up. I think so too. Those murderers are no immortals. They have no empathy at all. We must resist. We cannot let them win. Right at this moment, a change occurred in the square. 2 young GU masters stood up, holding a GU worm in their hands. One of them was Hong Yi. He shouted, I succeeded. Good, both of you succeeded. You will share the ranking of number 1. According to the rules, you can get a small reward from our sect. GU Immortal Wu Fa's voice resounded in the square. Everyone started to envy them. The 2 young GU masters looked at each other. They were neither too far nor too close to each other. One was at the center of the square while the other was at the northeast corner. Report your names. Wu Fa said. He did not show up, but upon inspecting these 2 winners, his opinion of them increasingly grew. They were both very handsome and had great cultivation levels. I am Hong Yi. Hong Yi said. My name is Yi Fan. The other young man also spoke. Chapter 1703. Avoiding the limelight temporarily. White clouds moved beside him, winds howled by his ears. Fang Yuan flew rapidly in the sky. A trace of blood was still at the corner of his lips. In the intense battle against rank 8s earlier, he did not leave unscathed. Especially at the end, after his plot succeeded in killing Zhou Shangxin, the remaining 3 rank 8s decided to escape. They cooperated and broke Fang Yuan's formation. This formation was not made by Fang Yuan. Shadow sect had created it long ago using the natural Dao marks of the area. It was a natural super formation. This super immortal formation had great power. It was similar to the one that Fang Yuan used to capture Sha Cha and the rest. This immortal formation was usually concealed without any exposed traces. Shadow sect created it so that the organization Defy could have a base camp when the time was ripe. Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects occupied their own territory. They had the most resources. The Righteous Path, Lone Immortals, and Demonic Immortals were all desperately trying to survive between the cracks of these 10 great ancient sects. But the sect system was different from the clan system. They only focused on talents. Many cultivation geniuses did not lack talent, they lacked cultivation resources. It was the cause of their stagnation. As time passed, these people naturally developed lots of conflict with the Central Continent 10 great ancient sects. Shadow sect thought of this and secretly gathered the GU Immortals who were unhappy with the 10 great ancient sects, creating a loose organization that was very secretive, known as Defy. Defy was similar to Zombie Alliance. It was a branch of Shadow sect. This was similar to the 10 great ancient sects in Heavenly Court. Shadow sect had placed some hope in Defy, but unfortunately, it was not Fairy Z-Wei's match even though it tried to hide. Right now, Defy was no more. Fairy Z-Wei held great credit in completely eradicating it. Since Fang Yuan showed up and destroyed the competition locations of the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention, he had also thought about possible Heavenly Court pursuers. This super formation was his trump card. When he realized something amiss, he escaped to this location without going anywhere else. Zhou Shangxin used Rumor Cage Killer move and trapped Fang Yuan, feeling overjoyed, but he did not think that this was Fang Yuan's ambush from the very beginning. The super immortal formation did not let down Fang Yuan's expectations. When he used it, he immediately broke Rumor Cage's connection with the outside world, before completely crushing this immortal battlefield. Next, the immortal formation even stopped 3 rank 8s for a breath of time, so that Fang Yuan had the crucial time to kill Zhou Shangxin. Finally, using the immortal formation, Fang Yuan fought against the remaining 3 rank 8s, but the immortal formation had already expended itself. This kind of immortal formation created using natural Dao marks had a weakness as well. The environment could be destroyed. The 3 Central Continent rank 8s knew this and managed to destroy the immortal formation. The immortal formation was destroyed. Fang Yuan also suffered a backlash like Zhou Shangxin. Immortal killer moves were like this. The stronger they were, the greater the backlash when they got broken. They were simply double-edged swords. But Fang Yuan was mentally prepared. He was not caught unguarded like Zhou Shangxin. The 3 Central Continent rank 8s did not use this chance. They were bent on retreating. Fang Yuan did not have an immortal battlefield or an immortal formation to obstruct them. They were able to escape. He had peak rank 8 battle strength. He could defeat these 3 people, but killing them was too hard. Unless he could trap them or make use of a rare opportunity like how he killed Zhou Shangxin. Normally, Fang Yuan relied on Luo Po Seal, Spring Scissors, Winter Coat, 5-Finger Fist Heart Sword, and other methods to maintain his upper-tier rank 8 battle strength. He worked hard to raise these many immortal GU, it was not for fun. But when he became the immemorial Year Monkey, his battle strength would rise to peak rank 8. The difference was because of his Dao marks. In the contest for the Red Lotus True Inheritance, Fang Yuan neither won nor lost. In the Dragon Palace contest, Fang Yuan lost. But afterwards, Heaven Form did not disappoint. It finally found the hidden location of the crucial immortal GU inside Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven. Fang Yuan had also used the Dream Realm to raise his transformation path attainment level during this period. He first used Familiar Face to disguise himself before entering the Grotto Heaven and using his theft path methods to steal all of the immortal GU inside. Even though that Beast Calamity Heavenly Spirit was clear-minded, how could it compare to the crafty Fang Yuan? At this point, Fang Yuan no longer had any concerns. He changed his identity again and inherited the Beast Calamity True Inheritance. The pitiful Beast Calamity Heavenly Spirit was completely deceived. Even when Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven got annexed, it did not discover Fang Yuan's true identity. This Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven was a crucial turning point. Normally speaking, an earthly calamity gave a GU immortal 250 Dao marks, Heavenly Tribulation was 750, Grand Tribulation was 7,250, while Myriad Tribulations were even higher, at 86,750. These were just the average numbers. Some calamities and tribulations were more ferocious and GU immortals would gain more Dao marks for passing them. Rank 7 GU immortals faced an earthly calamity every 10 years, while rank 8 GU immortals faced a heavenly tribulation every 10 years. Rank 7 GU Immortals faced a heavenly tribulation every 50 years, while Rank 8 GU Immortals faced a grand tribulation every 50 years. Rank 7 GU Immortals faced a grand tribulation every 100 years, while Rank 8 GU Immortals faced a myriad tribulation every 100 years. One myriad tribulation gave 80,000 Dao marks. It was more than 10 times of a grand tribulation. This was also the reason why Rank 8 GU Immortals often suppressed Rank 7, the difference in their Dao marks was just too high. Fang Yuan annexed Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven, which had already passed one myriad tribulation. Even though the Grotto Heaven's original owner, Beast Calamity Immortal, died after the first myriad tribulation, the Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven that he left behind passed many calamities and tribulations afterwards. It was not far from its second myriad tribulation. That was to say, forget about all the other Dao marks in Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven, just in terms of transformation path Dao marks alone, it had more than 100,000. And Fang Yuan himself already had nearly 100,000 transformation path Dao marks. He originally had 50,000, but he killed many Heavenly Court Rank 7 experts in the River of Time. He annexed a lot of blessed lands and gained a lot of Dao marks from various paths. Thus, after annexing Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven, his transformation path Dao marks reached 200,000. This number was terrifying. Rank 8 GU Immortals who cultivate transformation path would need to pass 2 myriad tribulations in order to obtain so many transformation path Dao marks. Bo Qing was a Rank 8 GU Immortal who had passed 2 myriad tribulations. Duke Long was 2. When Fang Yuan transforms into the immemorial year monkey, these transformation path Dao marks would turn into time path Dao marks. Don't forget, after annexing Sha Cha's Grotto Heaven, Fang Yuan had 70,000 time path Dao marks. In the River of Time, he killed the 3 Zunzi and annexed their immortal apertures. His time path Dao marks surpassed 100,000. 200,000 added with 100,000, after becoming an immemorial year monkey, Fang Yuan would have a total of 300,000 time path Dao marks. What did that imply? If a Rank 8 GU Immortal cultivated time path without any special fortuitous encounters, they would need to pass a third myriad tribulation. But after passing a myriad tribulation, they would be a Rank 9 Venerable. Of course, Rank 9 GU Venerables would definitely have more than 300,000 Dao marks. This was just a starting point. Even so, in terms of time path Dao marks, Fang Yuan had reached pseudo-immortal venerable level. Along with his Rank 8 time path Immortal GU and many useful Rank 8 time path killer moves, his battle strength was to the extent of peak Rank 8. Earlier, when Fang Yuan fought against Li Huang, he used Luo Po Seal and could not break through Luo Po Seal's verdant sun flame cloak. But now, Fang Yuan became the immemorial year monkey. He was looking forward to the clash between Spring Scissors and verdant sun flame cloak. But against Duke Long, it will still be difficult. Fang Yuan's gaze was deep. There were many things that influenced battle strength. Dao marks were one aspect, Immortal GU were also another aspect, the Immortal Aperture's foundation was another, and number of methods was also one. Fang Yuan did not lack Dao marks. He had 3 time path Immortal GU, it was just passable. But in terms of killer moves, he was too weak. Even though he modified Spring Scissors' killer move multiple times and raised its strength, the core was unchanged. He only had these few moves. As for Duke Long, Fang Yuan had witnessed his fight against Purple Mountain True Monarch, be it transformation path or chi path Dao marks, he had at least 300,000 Dao marks. Duke Long also had more than 3 Rank 8 Immortal GU for sure. Duke Long's immortal killer moves were numerous and profound, especially moves like Triple Chi Retraction. It was a divine technique that could not be guarded against. Because of all these elements, Duke Long had pseudo-immortal venerable battle strength. Pseudo-immortal venerable had the word venerable in it. It was not easy to achieve. Precisely so, Duke Long was able to obtain Immortal GU House Dragon Palace in front of all the Eastern Sea GU Immortals. This showed how powerful he was. Even though he got injured in the process. Pseudo-immortal venerable was still not an immortal venerable, the difference between the two was night and day. Fang Yuan did not lack confidence, he was filled with confidence in himself, but this was built upon his self-awareness. He knew very clearly how strong he really was. Thus, Fang Yuan was wary of Duke Long simply because his battle strength was not on par with the latter. This human path people's accusation killer move is getting stronger. Even though I have little understanding of human path, I can see that the situation is getting worse. Fang Yuan frowned lightly. He had deep wisdom path attainment that even Fairy Ziwei did not dare to underestimate. The emotions of wisdom path GU Immortals were usually not without reason, they were mostly premonition. I cannot resolve people's accusation using Emperor Yama. The more times I show up in Central Continent and the longer I stay, the stronger this people's accusation killer move becomes. But now, the real fight has not started yet. Even though many incidents have occurred in Central Continent, they are just small scuffles. Thinking of this, Fang Yuan made up his mind. Raising a troop just for a single battle, it is time to let them out. In the battle against Zhou Shangxin earlier, Fang Yuan waited patiently but did not get to meet Duke Long. Now that the Super Immortal formation was destroyed, Fang Yuan had no confidence of facing Duke Long alone. To be honest, Duke Long's refusal to show up was giving Fang Yuan immense pressure and threat. He had to conceal his traces and reduce the risks involved. Next, I will let Bai Ningbing and the rest cause havoc everywhere. I should try and lay low now. This great battle has just begun. Fang Yuan's eyes shined with a cold light. Chapter 1704. Chaos in Central Continent. Central Continent. There was an untroubled island floating in the sky, Carefree Island. This was the territory of Grand Pavilion Sect. A round of the GU refinement competition was about to end. The 3 GU immortals defending Carefree Island also relaxed. One looked outside at the clouds as he stretched his body. It is finally over. This is the most tiring experience I've ever had in guarding the refinement path convention. Haha, that's true, but there is no helping it. That demon Fang Yuan is too vicious. Many people from other regions are also holding ill intent. After this mission is over, I will treat you guys to wine. Oh, your 9-flow wine is very famous. To think that I would get to taste it. Ha ha ha, it is an exaggeration. The GU immortal who was praised quickly waved his hand, but suddenly, his expression froze. Goo, he had a shocked expression as his body turned stiff. He fell down onto the ground, dead. Be careful, enemy attack. His soul has dissipated. The remaining 2 rank 7 GU immortals were shocked. They activated their defensive methods. Next, they saw that the GU masters in the competition fell one by one. They had all died. The 2 GU immortals staring with a furious expression as they watched. Right when they were about to complete their mission, they were attacked. They are so vicious, to be actually attacking mortal GU masters. Quickly come out, which demonic coward is it? You only dare to sneak attack. The 2 GU immortals shouted. The competition grounds were in chaos. People continued to fall. You want to see me? A smile resounded. I will grant you your wish. Amidst his laughter, Ying Wuxie appeared. Demon, go and die. The 2 GU immortals gritted their teeth. They moved and attacked. Ying Wuxie stood on the spot without moving. He smiled as he looked at the 2 with a mocking gaze. The 2 GU immortals were still moving when their expressions suddenly changed. Their speed fell drastically. We are already hit. But earlier, what move is this? The 2 rank 7 GU immortals fell on the ground, watching as Ying Wuxie walked towards them. Ying Wuxie smiled, keeping the 3 GU immortal corpses. Lord Sect Leader wants your immortal apertures after all. He gave a final glance at the competition ground. There was nobody standing anymore. It was a field of corpses. A moment later, Ying Wuxie flew out of Carefree Island. The entire island was filled with dead silence. Not a single living being remained. At the same time, at the upper stream of Scale Light River, He Lulan shouted, obstructing me with a mere immortal formation. Before she finished her words, her aura surged and filled the world, radiating towards her surroundings, causing huge winds to gather and blow. Boom! An immortal formation was unleashed. The immortal formation that had its maximum defense put up was shattered. Puff puff puff. The GU immortals defending this place spat out blood as they suffered a backlash. He Lulan laughed sinisterly as strength path phantoms appeared around her, charging towards the GU immortals. 100 Segment Forest. Bai Ningbing stepped on the snow as she walked slowly. The green and lush bamboo forest had been frozen entirely. It was like a bug trapped in amber, unable to move at all. The grassland was covered in thick snow. There was no vitality left. On the competition stage at the center of the bamboo forest, hundreds of mortal GU masters were frozen into statues. Not a person survived. Bai Ningbing, He Lulan, and Ying Wuxie had been cultivating on the Stone Lotus Island. After Future Self-Killer move was used on them, they could use their future self's battle strength. They became elites among rank 7 GU immortals. Ordinary characters were not their match. Seeing this result, Fang Yuan was pleased. Having the help of Future Self, these 3 grew rapidly and had the qualifications to join this huge battle. These 3 are geniuses with exemplary talent. Once their battle strength rose, they immediately made other rank 7s look weak. Now, it will depend on Heavenly Court's response. Heavenly Court. After getting the new information, Fairy Ziwei's expression turned grim again. She commanded Heavenly Court and spent a huge price to collect Time Path Immortal materials from Treasure Yellow Heaven. In the end, she did not manage to restrict Fang Yuan's growth, even his 3 subordinates had such great strength now. After the information got to Duke Long, he looked at the scene of the battle as bright light shined in his eyes, he was visibly moved. Fairy Ziwei could not tell, but Duke Long knew at once. He was silent for a while before saying, "Fang Yuan, I actually underestimated you." Fairy Ziwei was confused. "Lord Duke Long, what do you mean?" "The reason why these 3 gained a huge burst in strength is because of killer move, Future Self," Duke Long said in a deep tone. "Future Self, this was created by my first disciple. Back then, he used Spring Autumn Cicada to rebirth and lost his Venerable cultivation level. To make up for this problem, he invented Future Self killer move," Duke Long answered. It was now Fairy Ziwei's turn to feel shocked. Her brows were tight, she was in disbelief. "I have already inspected Spectral Soul's memories, the Red Lotus true inheritance that he obtained does not contain Future Self. This means that Fang Yuan already has 1 Red Lotus true inheritance. Otherwise, how could he obtain Future Self? The River of Time was clearly locked down by us." Duke Long shook his head. "There is no point in discussing this anymore. It seems we need to pay close attention to Fang Yuan now, he might have some special methods in his possession." Duke Long no longer looked down on Fang Yuan. Or rather, he did not dare to look down on Red Lotus Demon Venerable. At once, Fairy Ziwei and Old Man Zheng Yuan felt a heavy emotion. The trauma that Red Lotus Demon Venerable created enveloped them again. But next, Fang Yuan vanished completely, only Bai Ningbing, He Lu Lan, and Ying Wuxie attacked with countless victories, causing chaos in Central Continent. What is Fang Yuan doing? Is he secretly saving up strength for a huge commotion? Fang Yuan did not act, it made Heavenly Court feel terrible. This was the same feeling as facing a notched arrow, they were worried about when he would shoot. Fang Yuan was waiting, but Duke Long never showed up personally. The situation is getting worse. Fang Yuan gritted his teeth, feeling that the situation was bad. Duke Long did not show up, even though Central Continent's Refinement Path Convention met with lots of obstacles, regardless of sacrifices, it still continued. Especially when the competition was ongoing with fewer and fewer GU masters left, the number of locations also shrunk, Central Continent's members were no longer as dispersed, the strength at each location grew evidently. Bai Ningbing, He Lu Lan and the rest had to work together now, if they were alone, they could not destroy the competition grounds. Longevity Heaven also did not show up in time for Fang Yuan. At the start of the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention, Bing Sai Chuan had contacted Fang Yuan, he wanted them to work together and destroy this Refinement Path Convention to thwart Heavenly Court's plans. But until now, Longevity Heaven had not responded. Shadow Sect and I alone are not able to stop this competition, unless another strong force joins us. Fang Yuan knew clearly, even though Shadow Sect killed many and obstructed the progress of the convention, as long as Duke Long remained unmoved, this competition would still continue with firm determination. And because Duke Long remained unmoved, the other 4 regions' GU Immortals felt threatened, they did not dare to act. This was Duke Long's wisdom. Thus, Fang Yuan had to be the vanguard. Even though he seemed to be winning greatly, the truth was that the situation was still under Duke Long's control. From Fang Yuan's perspective, Central Continent's situation had not turned around. What should he do? After thinking over it for a long time, Fang Yuan decided to change his tactic. He stopped Bai Ningbing and the rest from attacking competition locations, instead, they started to plunder resource points. Central Continent had abundant resources and even more resources in storage. For each location that Bai Ningbing and the rest plundered, Fang Yuan would put up the video in Treasure Yellow Heaven for all other GU Immortals to see. This tactic did not work well for the first few days, even though Bai Ningbing and the rest had great gains, Fang Yuan was not happy. But days later, more chaos ensued. Northern Plains Sleeping Lady suddenly moved and attacked Combat Immortal Sect's formation, plundering a resource point completely. GU Immortals that resembled Xiao Hukai and Xiao Shirang attacked Glass Mountain Range, completely emptying out the Super Forces territory. The 3 GU Immortals that were stationed there died. An immemorial immortal material that was en route to Immortal Crane Sect was attacked by a bunch of mysterious GU Immortals midway, the immemorial immortal material was stolen. Several days passed, more and more chaos broke out, it was truly a scene of raging flames. All sorts of famous resource points were plundered, some were about to be robbed, GU Immortals could be seen all over Central Continent, moving actively at every corner. Ha ha ha, the people's hearts are finally moved. At a secret location, Fang Yuan laughed heartily. His scheme was vicious, he made good use of others' greed. If he incited forces or GU Immortals to attack forcefully and destroy the refinement path convention, they would be hesitant. But if he pushed them to attack and rob resource points, avoiding conflict with Heavenly Court in the process, it was hard for them to resist the temptation. At the same time, these resources obtained would tempt the GU Immortals further, their greed and desire would be amplified as time passed. As for those GU Immortals watching on the fence, how could they sit by and watch others plunder this many resources? Could they not feel anxious? After all, there was a finite amount of resources, if others got them first, they would not be able to obtain anything later. Fang Yuan changed his tactic and gained great results immediately. The whole of Central Continent fell into chaos, Western Desert, Southern Border, Eastern Sea, and Northern Plains GU Immortals appeared consecutively, even lone and demonic immortals from Central Continent were also trying their luck. Fang Yuan, I want you to die a terrible death. Fairy Ziwei gritted her teeth in anger. Duke Long sighed deeply. People's hearts are not longer as they used to be. Even so, Duke Long did not give up his plan, he continued to push for the refinement path convention's progress. Those competition locations were heavily guarded by many GU Immortals. It was because Heavenly Court gathered their forces around here that their resource points were relatively weaker now, people could plunder them easily. It could be said that Fang Yuan's change of plans had been tailored to Duke Long's own tactic, it was a direct counter. Duke Long's determination did not waver, even though Central Continent was a complete mess, he still defended the refinement path convention. His tactic had Fang Yuan grit his teeth, there was nothing he could do. Duke Long refused to react to any of the interferences, it forced Fang Yuan to attack. But Fang Yuan would not act rashly, because he knew that he was not Heavenly Court's match, and right now, other forces had not entered the battle yet, if he acted too quickly, he would just end up as their stepping stone. Comment. Thus, Fang Yuan continued to wait silently. Chapter 1705, People's United Hearts. Central Continent, Earth Chi Rock Forest. Poof poof poof. A huge gush of earth chi surged out from the cave below the rock forest. Rock pillars were erected one by one, some were small as bamboos while others were as large as ancient trees. Western Desert Earth Path GU Immortal Shi Dang assessed the Earth Chi Rock Forest from afar, having a complex expression. This Earth Chi Rock Forest produced a vast amount of Earth Path cultivation resources, one of which was round Kun stone, it was something that Shi Dang desperately needed. It was a pity that this round Kun stone had never been sold in large numbers before in Treasure Yellow Heaven. Because this was the territory of one of Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects, they needed this round Kun stone themselves. In Treasure Yellow Heaven, I had to raise the prices but the GU Immortals still refused to sell it, they even made fun of me. Hee, now I can destroy this place and take all of the round Kun stone away, I will be taking revenge. Shi Dang breathed in deeply, his aura surged as he charged towards the clouds. Immortal Killer Move, Heavenly Descending Triple Mountains. Boom, 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 3 mountains crashed down from the sky, landing on the formation protecting the rock forest. A large amount of trees were directly crushed by these huge mountains. Shi Dang did not feel pity at all, he took several deep breaths as he ran around the area with a pale face, he kept all of the immortal materials in this forest including round Kun stones in his immortal aperture. Central Continent, Spirit Bank Spring. Which rat dares to come after this place? I have already discovered you, why don't you show yourself? The one guarding this place was an expert rank 7 GU immortal from Ancient Soul Sect, Yangfeng. He had broad shoulders and a thin waist, his spine was straight as a spear, his body was emanating a strong manly aura. He had long green hair that stood right up, looking like it was piercing the heavens. His black pupils carried sharp piercing light in them, people could not look at him in the eye. He wore a martial uniform and there was a brown belt around his waist, his wrists were also protected by 2 jade braces. Spirit Bank Spring was not an ordinary resource, it was quite unique, Ancient Soul Sect sent Yangfeng here because they did not want to lose it. Yangfeng shouted, a GU immortal slowly walked out. He was an old man with a hunched back, he slowly walked while holding a cane. Yangfeng snorted. Old man, you are already so old, you should treasure your remaining days. Why are you courting death now? The old GU immortal chuckled. I can't help it, I need some Spirit Bank spring water. Yangfeng snorted coldly. There is not even enough spring water for our Ancient Soul Sect's own Supreme Elders, how can we give you any? The old GU immortal sighed deeply. In that case, I can only snatch some for myself. Yangfeng raised his head and laughed loudly. Old man, you are quite daring, you have the guts to fight me. Tell me, what is your name? The old GU Immortal smiled as he said with deep meaning, I have long forgotten about my name. But others like to call me Forgotten Taoist. You are Forgotten Taoist. Yang Feng's body shook, deep shock was expressed in his eyes. Next, his expression became dazed as he asked, wait, what was your name? The old man was silent and did not move, he only smiled at Yang Feng. Yang Feng was dazed as he frowned while looking at the old GU Immortal. Who are you? Why are you here? A moment later, after Forgotten Taoist took away the spirit bank spring water, Yang Feng watched as he left, before reacting, who are you? You are acting so suspicious, stand right there. After Forgotten Taoist vanished, Yang Feng looked at the dried spirit spring as he said with deep anger, shock, and suspicion, damn it, who stole the spirit bank spring water? I guarded it so deeply, how did anyone even steal it? Oh no, I need to report to the sect. But at the next moment, Yang Feng was dazed again, what am I doing here? Oh right, I took a mission to defend this spirit bank spring, I cannot let outsiders in. HMPH, with me around, I want to see who dares to come here and court death. Central Continent, within a mountain range. A huge battle ended, Central Continent's GU Immortals from the 10 great sects left with deep hatred, you better remember this. Scram, loser. Xiao Hukai laughed coldly, turning to look at the person beside him with a cold gaze. Beside him was a Northern Plains GU Immortal. He was so thin his bones could be seen, his skin was wrinkled and dry, sticking close to his bones. Veins could be seen on his skin, they were everywhere. He was Northern Plains Demonic Path Rank 7 GU Immortal, Pai Shui Han. Not long ago, Xiao Hukai and him both went after this resource, they collaborated and forced the Central Continent GU Immortal who was guarding this place away. Only the two of them were left, the atmosphere became very peculiar. Friend, how should we split the resources? Xiao Hukai pretended to be polite. Pai Shui Han snorted coldly, he said without hesitation, you can also scram now. Xiao Hukai was dazed before laughing from anger. I am a rank 7 expert of Western Deserts Xiao clan, who are you? You are truly short-sighted but your nature is very arrogant. You talk a lot of crap. Pai Shui Han had a look of disdain, he directly attacked Xiao Hukai. Xiao Huqi's expression sank but he also attacked Pai Shui Han without any fear. The two fought for over 10 rounds, Xiao Hukai was slowly losing the edge, but at this moment, Xiao Shirang appeared from the horizon. Xiao Hukai was overjoyed, he joined up with Xiao Shirang and fought Pai Shui Han together. But after a moment, Xiao Shirang and Xiao Hukai were forced to retreat, they left with deep anger. Who is this person? For just this little amount of cultivation resources, he is fighting as if his life depends on it. Xiao Hukai gritted his teeth, he was also a courageous person, a general of Western Desert's super force Xiao clan, but in battle, he saw how crazy Pai Shui Han acted, he was completely suppressed. If I am not wrong, he is Northern Plains Demonic Path GU Immortal Pai Shui Han. Xiao Shirang said plainly. Xiao Hukai was dazed, so it was a Northern Plains brute. No wonder, forget it, Central Continent has so many resources, we do not need to compete with such maniacs. Time passed, earth vein tremors occurred, the 5 regions' regional walls continued to dissolve. The fusion of earth veins caused much less commotion in Central Continent than the GU Immortals that were going around plundering resources. The huge Central Continent was originally filled with beautiful mountains and rivers, but now, it was filled with fire and smoke. People like Forgotten Taoist who only took resources were still fine. But when most GU Immortals acted, they would be like Shigan Dang, directly destroying the resource points, they were very vicious. Several days later, Heavenly Court, okay, we have accumulated enough human will now. In the hall, old man Zheng Yuan spoke. Fairy Ziwei heard this and let out a sigh of relief, she became quite energetic again. These days, bad news had been reaching her one by one, Central Continent suffered huge losses everywhere, Fairy Ziwei felt immense pressure weighing on her. Oh, then use it now, Zheng Yuan. Duke Long said with a plain expression. Old man Zheng Yuan nodded, he stood up shakily as a grand and vast aura surged out of his body. Immortal killer move, people's united hearts. The accumulated human will was expended rapidly, almost none was left. At the same time, the entire Central Continent's GU Immortals, GU Masters and even mortals became enveloped in a halo of light. The halo flashed for a moment, it was like an illusion. But Central Continent's people soon found something special. What is the meaning of this? Such a mystical feeling. I seem to be connected with the people around me, I can sense what they are feeling directly. After the initial shock, people soon found out the profundity of people's united hearts. It could connect everyone's hearts together and allow them to feel each other's emotions. The fear of being attacked, the sadness and hatred of having friends and family die, the worry towards one's own life, and the aspirations towards one's future. Never had Central Continent's people been so tightly connected before in history. Who are you? Why do you hold such animosity towards us? At a competition location, a Northern Plains GU Immortal was suddenly exposed. He was like a torch in the darkness, his true feelings could not be concealed, everyone found out about him. He had a handsome face and wore a white robe, he was thin and had a scholarly aura. It was Northern Plains rank 7 demonic path GU Immortal, unfettered scholar. Such an amazing human path killer move. Even though I concealed myself, I was exposed. Unfettered scholar suppressed his shock as he smiled viciously towards the people around him. There were multiple rank 7 experts guarding this place, they surrounded unfettered scholar tightly. You disguised yourself to attend the refinement convention, you must be after the success Dao mark. Leave, if you leave now, we will not find trouble with you. The GU Immortal leader said. Unfettered scholar laughed, saying to the leader, so you really were here, I did not come in vain. He said so with deep killing intent. The GU Immortal leader was confused. Who are you? Do we have any grudges? HMPH, so you forgot already. I have not forgotten it. Back then, you exterminated my clan. Today, as the last person remaining, I will take your life. Unfettered scholar burst out with his killer move, it was his signature method, 1,000 disintegrations. An hour later, unfettered scholar left with an injured body, he flew into the sky while laughing and shedding tears of joy. Nobody in the competition ground was left alive. At another competition ground. Friend, please show yourself. The defending GU Immortal spoke politely and warmly. Found me huh? Southern border secluded Immortal Zheng Qing shook his head as he walked out of the square. I have no ill intentions, I just want to experience the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention. After all, this is likely the final one. Zheng Qing smiled bitterly. He was a secluded cultivator in southern border, he had obtained a Genesis Lotus true inheritance by chance, he did not hold much animosity towards Central Continent. The defending GU Immortal nodded. Through people's united hearts, we can sense your intentions. It is a pity that you cannot continue with this competition anymore. I understand. If you don't mind, you can stay here and we can interact with each other. It's fine. Zheng Qing shook his head, leaving quietly. Some people wreaked havoc, some left peacefully, but no matter what, people's united hearts was very profound, it allowed them to discern who were the enemies. The unstable elements hidden in the competition were eliminated, Central Continent no longer had any internal threats. Duke Long affirmed his tactic, as he continued to press forward with it, the finals of this Refinement Path Convention started at long last. This is the final chance, why is nobody acting? What are they waiting for? Fang Yuan gritted his teeth, he could not help but watch as Heavenly Court got closer to success. But Longevity Heaven did not respond. It is time, let's move out. At a certain corner of Central Continent, Wu Yang suddenly appeared. Behind him were many Southern Alliance GU Immortals. Wu Yang looked around as he said, everyone, I do not need to explain the situation. We cannot let Fate GU be fully restored, otherwise, Heavenly Court's advantage would be too huge. Follow me, let us destroy infallible blessed land, let's take all the success Dao marks and make Heavenly Court taste failure. We will follow Lord Alliance leader. The Southern Alliance Immortals said together, they had high morale. Chapter 1706, Southern Immortals Aspirations. Oh no, Wu Yang is leading a band of Southern Border GU Immortals, they suddenly appeared near infallible blessed land. In Heavenly Court, Fairy Ziwei's expression suddenly turned to shock. Oh, they finally showed up, Duke Long said plainly, he still sat in his seat without any change of expression. Fairy Ziwei breathed in deeply, she frowned deeply, feeling a different kind of pressure. Because Southern Border's GU Immortals were very united in this expedition, they were different from those GU Immortals from the other 4 regions that caused chaos. And most importantly, they targeted an important place, it was infallible blessed land. If infallible blessed land fell, it would be a disaster to Heavenly Court. The huge price they paid to forcibly hold the Refinement Path Convention would be wasted as Southern Border's Immortals intercept and steal their gains. Don't be flustered, we already expected infallible blessed land's location to be leaked, for this reason, we have already set up a super immortal formation nearby. Right now, the initiative is in our hands, everything will progress smoothly. Duke Long instructed. Fairy Ziwei nodded respectfully. She used her method as the scene of infallible blessed land showed up in the hall. Next, she hesitated before transmitting to Wu Yong. Wu Yong, don't forget that we had cooperated last time. If you want to continue being the Southern Border Alliance leader, you should know what to do. Wu Yong received news and snickered. He felt a sense of disdain in his heart. The great Ziwei, even as a wisdom path great expert, is nothing much in the end. He did not even bother to reply to Fairy Ziwei. His entire concentration was placed on his killer move. Immortal killer move, Unlimited Wind. A dark green wind started to blow, sweeping everywhere. Soon, the wind grew to become a huge tornado pillar. It charged forward with a thunderous roar. Along the way, trees were uprooted, rocks were sent flying. It was truly unstoppable with unparalleled might. Seeing that the wind was approaching with great power, the Heavenly Court GU Immortals defending the area sighed as they activated the Super Immortal Formation. Creak creak. The halo created by the Immortal Formation was constantly eroded by the unlimited wind. It soon made creaking sounds. It was sharp and piercing. The Central Continent GU Immortals used the methods inside the Immortal Formation, but any move that tried to weaken unlimited wind showed little effect. It is useless. I have never used this move easily before because it would expend 10,000 of my wind path Dao marks. But after paying this price, this wind is long-lasting and can only be resisted by specific techniques. Wu Yong spoke. His expression was plain but his eyes flickered with a sharp and cold light. Such determination, such will. Seeing this, Fairy Ziwei who was inside Heavenly Court sighed from the bottom of her heart. Wu Yong paid such a huge price to use unlimited wind. It showed his unwavering determination. Nothing could change his mind. Wu Yong had an ordinary appearance of a middle-aged man. He had a strong body and sharp eyebrows, giving him a dark and hazy aura. Right now, he was standing in front of the Immortals. He stood tall and proud, being a leader that had great disposition. Fairy Ziwei memorized his appearance in her heart. She realized that she had underestimated him. Southern Borders Wu Yong, a truly formidable person. He had Wu Clan's bravery and courage, but he was also able to control his own emotions and conceal them deeply. When Wu Dushu was around, he kept a low profile and reputation. Even Wu Dushu underestimated him. Only on her deathbed did she realize that her son had such methods. When he first took her position, Southern Border was in chaos. Other clans pressured Wu Clan and they lost a lot of territory. Using his strength and clear jade-dripping wind tiny bamboo building, Wu Yong turned the situation around. After the Battle of the Dream Realm, Wu Yong took a risk and worked with Heavenly Court. He took back the Immortal GU of the Southern Border Immortals. He returned all these Immortal GU and that action gave him great reputation. In the 5 regional mountain range, he wanted to kill Fang Yuan but failed time and again. After that, even though Lu Wei Yin had the title of Paradise Earth's inheritor, he could not take down Wu Yong. He still remained as the alliance leader of the Southern Alliance. Right now, Heavenly Court was at a crucial moment in restoring Fate GU. Wu Yong led all the Southern Alliance elites in this battle. He disregarded Fairy Ziwei's threat. Because he knew what the big picture was. They could not allow Heavenly Court to obtain the complete Fate Immortal GU once more. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Unlimited wind continued to attack, eroding the formation. The defending Heavenly Court GU Immortals tried all ways to stop it but they failed. This move was too powerful. It was Wu Yong's trump card. This was the first time he had used it. Not just Heavenly Court, even when Southern Borders GU Immortals saw it, they were shocked and under their joyful expressions were wariness and fear. Soon, a hole opened in the formation as Wu Yong waved. Everyone, now is the time to risk your lives, charge in with me and kill. Southern Borders Immortals entered as the defending Heavenly Court GU Immortals became nervous. They're in, quick, activate the second layer formation. Southern Borders Immortals felt that the scenery changed. Jade blue light appeared and turned into countless flying pink flowers. They flew rapidly and rotated all over the place, enveloping the Southern Border Immortals. A rank 7 GU Immortal stood up. He had a halberd-like beard. He was heroic and brave. His name was Tai Ganjie, a pillar of support for Tai clan. He had peak rank 7 battle strength. Against such a strong force, he felt no fear. He shouted loudly as golden light flickered on his body. A dense number of golden halberds formed. Go! Countless halberds rained down furiously and crashed into the torrent of flying flowers. As they collided, the flying flowers and golden halberd both disintegrated into powder and fragments. The formation's attack was rank 8 level, but Tai Ganjie actually held up against it. He did not fall into a disadvantage. Formation Path Great Expert rank 8 GU Immortal Kai Kuyu was standing beside him, trying to deduce the weakness of this formation. In this attack, Kai Kuyu was bound to be the most useful person. A few breaths of time later, the golden halberds were slowly suppressed by the endless flowers. Rank 7 GU Immortal Shenke stood out. He stretched out his palm as a bloody hole opened up. The strong suction force absorbed many flowers. Yi Heiting growled. Blue lightning sparks appeared on his body as he helped Taigon Jie with the situation. Meanwhile, Rank 7 Wisdom Path GU Immortal Sha Lu Pei stood behind Kai Kuyu, placing his palm on Kai Kuyu's back, using Wisdom Path methods to help accelerate his deduction speed. After a while, Kai Kuyu acted. Professionals were specialized in different fields. Using his methods, the formation became slow. The weaknesses that were exposed were evident even to GU Immortals not in formation path. Boom boom boom. Southern Borders GU Immortals did not intend to hold back. They immediately attacked with many powerful killer moves, destroying the second formation. Southern Borders Immortals progressed into the third formation. Heavenly Court's GU Immortals were deeply shocked. With friend Kai here, what formation can stop us? Wu Yong laughed loudly. The remaining immortals had high morales. Kai Kuyu smiled bitterly. My deduction method cannot be used easily, it expends my lifespan. But in this battle, I cannot hold back. Southern Borders Immortals shook. Wu Yong could not help but look at Kai Kuyu, both could see each other's determination. But soon, Kai Kuyu started frowning. I do not need to deduce this third formation, it is very simple and easy. The formation core is that largest tree at the center of the forest. The formation was easily understood. Heavenly Court purposely did this, it was very difficult to destroy. Because this forest was very special, it could eliminate the power of any killer move. Each tree was made of holy burial wood. The most central formation core was immemorial desolate plant level. If Southern Borders Immortals wanted to destroy these trees, they would need to use their physical bodies. However, there were countless vines on these trees, they were not simple. Some were green dragon vines, some were lightning vines, and some were chainsaw heart vines. The third formation was made using the Tao marks of this forest. To destroy this formation, attacking other areas was useless, they had to destroy this holy burial forest. Southern Borders Immortals thought about it, they released the ancient desolate beasts and immemorial desolate beasts in their immortal apertures. The beast groups charged into the forest and attacked the vines, blood splattered all over. A while later, half of the beasts were sacrificed, the remaining were dazed in the forest, while the last portion fought among themselves. Southern Borders Immortals had grim expressions. So this place also has 7-star internal conflict grass, it makes these ancient desolate beasts fight each other. Even though immemorial desolate beasts are unaffected, they are obstructed by this beast digesting rotten chi. This beast digesting rotten chi had dense poison path Tao marks, it did not affect desolate plants, variant humans, or pure humans. It only affected wild beasts, it could make immemorial desolate beasts turn thin, their skin and internal organs would dissolve. Southern Borders Immortals failed in their attempts. Wu Yong was about to take out his clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building when someone stood up. Let me try. The Immortals looked over. This GU Immortal had a bald head, he had muscular shoulders and body, it was Ba Clan's rank 7 GU Immortal Ba Shang. Even though I am not a strength path GU Immortal, I cultivate transformation path, let me charge in and destroy the holy burial wood. However, I only have peak rank 7 battle strength, I would like Lord Yi Haofang to support me. Ba Shang said expressionlessly. The Immortals were slightly moved. Ba Shang only had peak rank 7 battle strength, he was not a rank 8 GU Immortal, yet he was willing to take a risk that would kill him with any slight carelessness. Yi Haofang looked towards Ba Clan's first Supreme Elder Ba Shiba, seeing that the latter nodded, he used his method on Ba Shang. His reinforcement method was not just famous in Southern Border, it was renowned in the world. Ba Shang immediately felt an unparalleled strength flowing in his body. He flew out and used his killer move, turning into a giant as he charged rapidly towards the center. The Heavenly Court GU Immortals were naturally not going to ignore him, they started to attack him. Southern Borders GU Immortals quickly helped to assist Ba Shang's advancement. Eventually, Ba Shang was bathed in blood, his skin was torn and countless wounds could be seen as his bones became exposed, he had exerted himself in destroying the central holy burial wood at long last. In just a few minutes, Southern Borders GU Immortals had broken 3 formations. Next, it will depend on the rest of you. Ba Shang was heavily injured, he had lost his strength to continue in this fight. Friend, you were courageous and fought a dangerous battle, no matter how this battle ends up. You will gain huge merits in our Southern Alliance, we will definitely reward you handsomely when we return. Wu Yong said with certainty. Ba Shang smiled lightly. I risked my life because I was moved by Lords Wu Yong and Kai Kuyu. Heavenly Court had already gone overboard many times when they invaded our southern border. If they truly repaired Fate GU, what would we do? That is exactly right. Wu Yong nodded. He looked at the immortals around him, his confidence surged to 10 times that of earlier. Central Continent had people's united hearts, while southern borders immortals were unified in their objective. With such a grand force, what fortress could they not take down? Chapter 1707, Heavenly Court's Crisis. Central Continent, Hidden Dragon Cave, Grand Formation. Myriad dragons flew around, encircling Eastern Sea's rank 8 GU immortal Song Chi Yuan like a huge ball made of dragons. These ancient poison dragons are clearly made from the formation's power, yet they are so agile and act as if they are real. Song Chi Yuan defended himself as he pondered. He wanted to kill these ancient poison dragons, there was no issue with that, but even if he got rid of them, there were other obstacles awaiting him. The tens of thousands of ancient poison dragons were formed using the formation's power. Song Chi Yuan had to destroy this formation to target their root source. Otherwise, even if he killed the ancient poison dragons, he would not be able to break out of the formation. It is a pity my formation path attainment is too low, even until now, I have not found any flaws. Song Chi Yuan gritted his teeth. Immortal killer move, perfect round light. He used his defensive method as his body became shielded by a ball-shaped yellow barrier. Regardless of how ferocious the ancient poison dragons were, they could not break this thin light barrier. From this, one could see how deep Song Chi Yuan's light path foundation was. Unfortunately, his opponent was this super formation, he needed formation path understanding instead. There were many GU master paths, like earlier when Fang Yuan was countered by Heavenly Court's human path and information path methods, Song Chi Yuan was also countered by formation path. Even though rank 8 GU immortals could usually mimic other paths, and Song Chi Yuan could use light path to mimic the effects of formation path, he was facing against a super immortal formation that Heavenly Court had paid a huge price to create. It was the grand formation that could seal legendary immemorial desolate beast Zhang Sheng. Song Chi Yuan, who could not find any flaws, could only defend himself while waiting for a chance to appear. Inside the formation's control area, Old Man Bei Feng manipulated the super immortal formation as he observed the situation of the Eastern Sea GU immortals. A young-looking rank 6 GU immortal was beside him. It was Old Man Bei Feng's grandson Feng Chanzi. Feng Chanzi looked at the images as he cheered. "Grandfather, this is great. These rank 8 GU immortals are all trapped and unable to escape. We have made a huge contribution, we can definitely atone for our mistake and leave this cursed place. Grandfather, you can also become a true member of Heavenly Court." Old Man Bei Feng shook his head, he had a solemn gaze. "Grandson, you are not clear of the true situation. These rank 8 GU immortals have not exhausted their means, most of them are unharmed. They are unable to break the essence of this formation, so they chose to observe for now, waiting for reinforcements. Once they find any flaw, they would attack with unparalleled and shocking might." Feng Chanzi was stunned and frightened. Then what do we do? "Grandfather, didn't we seek reinforcements long ago? Why have Heavenly Court's reinforcements not arrived yet?" Old Man Bei Feng was silent for a moment before he said, "How can we know what Heavenly Court is planning? We can only guard this place to the best of our abilities now." After Old Man Bei Feng said that, the formation started to shake. What is going on? A rank 8 GU immortal found out a flaw of the formation. Feng Chanzi was shocked. "No, it is that evil dragon." Old Man Bei Feng's expression turned pale all of a sudden. Hidden Dragon Cave, it was renowned for sealing evil dragon Zhang Sheng. Right now, Zhang Sheng was struggling, it wanted to get up. Old Man Bei Feng could not help but resist bitterly. Zhang Sheng was not ordinary, it was created from endless hatred, anger, and grudges, all these negative emotions in Central Continent's earth veins. It was originally sealed and constantly struggled. If it succeeded, there would be a huge earthquake. Old Man Bei Feng was guarding it. One of the reasons was to stop the evil dragon from causing huge earthquakes in Central Continent. But now, Fang Yuan and the other region's GU immortals rampaged in Central Continent, attacking countless lifeforms. A vast amount of grudges, hatred, and fear were generated. Zhang Sheng absorbed these emotions and gained a huge boost in strength. When the Eastern Sea GU immortals attacked the formation, it was already alerted. The crafty Zhang Sheng held its patience and gathered strength. By causing a scene now, Old Man Bei Feng was caught off guard. Old Man Bei Feng quickly reacted and tried to use the formation's power to suppress Zhang Sheng. After that, Old Man Duke Long used this formation, it weakened by 30%. Right now, my strength has secretly risen by at least 50%, Old man Bei Feng, if you escape now, you might survive. Otherwise, when I destroy this formation, I will tear your corpse to pieces. Di Zhangsheng roared, its voice was thunderous and caused tremors in this huge earth trench. Don't even think about it. Old man Bei Feng had a grim expression, but his determination did not waver. I found a flaw. In a formation space, Eastern Sea Rank 8 GU Immortal Qing Yuan stared with opened eyes as his aura burst out like a volcano. Immortal killer move, mountain suppression. Bam! A huge phantom mountain appeared out of nowhere, it struck towards the formation's loophole while creating loud sounds resembling wind and thunder. Hidden Dragon Cave's Super Immortal formation had already reached its limits facing Eastern Sea's GU Immortals and Di Zhangsheng. Now that Qing Yuan attacked it, it was like a broken bowstring. Puff! The formation collapsed, Old man Bei Feng suffered a backlash and spat out mouthfuls of blood, his face turned pale as paper and he was on the brink of death. Crack! Sounds of glass cracking could be heard, a huge portion of the Immortal formation was destroyed, only the control area was left, it was still pitifully defending the final bit of territory. Eastern Sea's Immortals felt their vision shifting as they were all released. I can sense it, the rank 8 Immortal GU house is outside the Immortal formation's core. Shen Kongsheng's eyes shined with bright light. Charge! Song Qiyuan laughed loudly as he moved. Qing Yuan stayed behind to heal himself, he had suffered injuries in trying to destroy the formation. He was not a formation path GU Immortal, he could not resolve it through formation path means, he had used brute force instead. Di Zhangsheng roared in excitement, its voice was loud as thunder, it made all the Eastern Sea Immortals' expressions change. Quick, destroy the control area. I am about to regain freedom, ha ha ha. Old man Duke Long, after I get out, I will tear apart your tendons and eat you piece by piece. Di Zhangsheng's voice was filled with hatred and rage, it sent a chill down all of the Immortals' spines. Grandfather, you must hang on. In the tattered formation control area, Feng Chanzi cried as he held onto Old man Bei Feng. He shuddered as he screamed, why have Heavenly Court's reinforcements not arrived yet? Old man Bei Feng was still spitting out blood, there was a pool of blood beneath him now. Both of them fell into a desperate situation. Central Continent, Emperor City. This huge city was made of GU worms, it was known as the #1 mortal GU house in the world. At the same time, it was also the largest mortal gathering spot in the whole of Central Continent. The finals of Central Continent Refinement Path Convention would be held here. Fang Yuan was high in the sky, covered by layers of auspicious clouds, this was a luck path method meant to conceal his traces. Other than that, there were more than 10 immortal methods used by Fang Yuan on himself, he could barely defend against the investigative power of people's accusation. He did not have human path methods after all, this effect was already satisfactory. Right now, his gaze was focused on Emperor City. Nobody else has acted yet. Longevity Heaven has yet to respond, damn it. Fang Yuan frowned deeply. He did not know that Southern Border's Immortals were already attacking infallible blessed land with great morale. Meanwhile, in Hidden Dragon Cave, Eastern Sea's Immortals had also broken the formation, only the core was left. I cannot let Heavenly Court repair Fate GU fully. I will destroy this Emperor City and kill all of the GU masters that are in this final competition. Fang Yuan ordered, an Immortal GU house crashed down like a meteor. The Immortal GU house contained He Lu Lan, Bai Ningbing, Ying Wuxie, and Qi Clan's GU Immortals. It could be said to contain almost all of Fang Yuan's subordinates now. Who dares to attack us, I will kill all of you. Li Huang's voice resounded, he was the rank 8 expert tasked to guard this place. As he said that, Immortal GU houses started to appear, revolving around Emperor City like planets moving around the sun. Fang Yuan sighed to himself. My Immortal GU house was made using Bai Shang Grotto Heaven's 33 heavenly halls, along with the place where the killer move heaven form was stored. I also added in some GU worms to barely assemble it, it is likely not the match of these Immortal GU houses. Even so, Fang Yuan did not ask them to retreat. He had expected this situation, but there was no choice, time was tight, he had to do something. Fang Yuan made up his mind, when Bai Ningbing and the rest are unable to continue, he would show up personally. As expected, Bai Ningbing and the rest were attacked by many Immortal GU houses, they were suppressed from the start of the battle. Heavenly Court placed a huge line of defense here, it was simply ridiculous. A moment later, the Immortal GU house that Bai Ningbing and the rest were in became extremely damaged, they were soon to be defeated. Fang Yuan sighed, he was about to enter the battle when his expression froze, he looked towards another direction. Several rank 8 GU Immortals appeared, they were followed by several Immortal GU houses. These are Western Desert's rank 8 GU Immortals, and the Immortal GU houses of Super Forces. Fang Yuan's heart jumped, he showed joy on his face. Heavenly Court, Western Desert and Southern Border's main forces have arrived. Fairy Ziwei sighed. Actually, if not for the fusion of earth veins, the regional walls would still be thick. Our Heavenly Court will definitely not face a coordinated attack of this degree. She was right. Precisely because the Great Era was impending, the 5 regions were becoming one as the regional walls vanished, these 4 other regions felt a strong sense of threat. Central Continent had the greatest strength, this was publicly recognized since ancient times. Right now, Heavenly Court wanted to repair Fate Immortal GU, this was adding fuel to the fire, the other 4 regions' GU Immortals had to stop them. The strongest group has not arrived yet. Duke Long said plainly. Yes. Fairy Ziwei frowned. Only several people from Northern Plains have arrived, their main force has not shown up at all. Fang Yuan is also not present, considering the battle in the River of Time earlier, he might likely join forces with Bing Sai Chuan again. Saying so, Fairy Ziwei gritted her teeth. Let me deduce with all of my strength again. Duke Long was about to nod when his expression suddenly changed, he looked afar. No need, they have arrived. At the next moment, Fairy Ziwei looked with deep anger as a rainbow fog appeared in the sky of Heavenly Court, rank 8 Immortal GU House Calamity Luck Altar burst out of it. These Northern Plains brutes. They are too daring, how dare they attack my Heavenly Court directly? Fairy Ziwei was so angry her body was shaking. Old man Zheng Yuan who was at the side became speechless. Duke Long laughed loudly, standing up. Indeed, this is the character of Northern Plainsmen. Chapter 1708. Emperor City Battlefield. Central Continent, Emperor City. This is the Immortal GU house that Master told me about. Yi Fan had made it to the finals competition, he looked at the sky with deep shock. The other participating GU masters were mostly the same. These Immortal GU houses are usually the foundation of a super force, to think that so many would appear. I'm afraid that even after the regional walls vanish and the earth veins become one, during the 5 regions' chaotic war, there would not be such a battle. Yi Fan had a realization. At this time, a voice sounded beside Yi Fan. Brother Yi, we can finally compete this time and determine the winner. Yi Fan diverted his gaze as he smiled and thought. Master ordered me to join this Central Continent Refinement Path Convention, to think that I would meet such a talented person. Even if I lose in the competition later, it would be a great experience. This sworn brother is my greatest gain. Friends are often made after a fight. Hong Yi and Yi Fan had emerged victorious in the previous few rounds, they naturally became acquainted. After some conversations, both developed a bond with each other. After a drinking competition, they decided to become sworn brothers. Hong Yi continued. This Refinement Path Convention is unprecedented, let those GU Immortals fight in the sky, we have our own business to attend to. Thank you for the concern Brother Yi, I understand. Yi Fan knew about Hong Yi's kind intentions, he expressed his gratitude before concentrating on the final competition. Outside Emperor City, Central Continent had many Immortal GU houses of varying ranks, they were distributed around Emperor City, surrounding it and forming a 3-layered defense line. Outside the defense lines, there were many Western Desert rank 8 experts and Immortal GU houses. Other than that was the one controlled by Bai Ningbing and the rest. Fang Yuan had not even named this Immortal GU house that he assembled in a rush. Fang Yuan originally wanted to show up, but after Western Desert's GU Immortals appeared, he decided to stay hidden again. Western Desert's GU Immortals flew down along the Immortal GU houses, they continued to shorten their distance, causing huge pressure to form on Central Continent's side. Even Li Huang who was commanding the situation felt a little pressured. Even he who had great battle experience had not participated in a battle of such a huge scale. Li Huang had participated in many chaotic battles involving GU Immortals, but he had never seen so many Immortal GU houses in one fight. Immortal GU houses were much rarer than GU Immortals, normally speaking, very few GU Immortals had their individual Immortal GU houses, only super forces had them. A GU Immortal alone could not gather enough wealth, ability, and time to create an Immortal GU house. And an Immortal GU house was not the most feasible for a single person's use. For super forces, they needed a rank 7 Immortal GU house, in crucial situations, it could act as their rank 8 battle strength. Rank 8 GU Immortals were not common, the first Supreme Elder of many forces were only rank 7. At this time, a rank 7 Immortal GU house could help to stabilize the situation. Immortal GU houses had their flaws, of course, the methods were fixed and easily countered. Thus, even though most rank 7 Immortal GU houses could rival rank 8, they could not truly fight against a rank 8 GU Immortal. Right now, the Immortal GU houses here were at least rank 7, they all had rank 8 battle strength. From a certain perspective, this was a battle that involved more than 10 rank 8 battle strength existences. Both sides felt nervous and pressured. But this was an unavoidable battle. The atmosphere became heavier, when the distance between both sides shrunk to a certain degree, an Immortal GU house that was in Central Continent's second layer defense line attacked. This Immortal GU house was small and delicate, it was an exquisite and small pavilion, there were countless bird cages hanging on it as birds chirped continuously. It was one of Heavenly Lotus Sect's 5 Immortal GU houses, Canary Pavilion. A large number of cages were unlocked in Canary Pavilion, flaming birds flew out rapidly, shooting out like a rain of flames. These birds expanded midway and regained their original size. They were large as horse carriages, their bodies were red and their feathers were flaming with great heat. Their eyes resembled molten magma, their chirping was quite unique, it sounded like flowing lava. Ancient desolate beast, molten flame bird. Be careful, these birds can self-detonate, they have great power. Among the Western Desert group, a GU Immortal immediately warned. Fire path ancient desolate beast, ha ha ha, let us face them. Amidst the laughter, an Immortal GU house that resembled a water wheel rolled out itself using those gigantic wheels. A huge red light shot out of the wheel, it seemed to resemble ribbons that tangled the bird group. The molten flame birds shrieked and tried to struggle, but most were suppressed by the red light. A few self-detonated, turning into lava that were absorbed by the red light to become even stronger. What Immortal GU house is this? Central Continent's side was shocked, to think that the molten flame birds were so easily countered. Western Desert's side was also shocked, a few rank 8 GU Immortals paid slight attention to this weirdly shaped Immortal GU house, they had no information regarding it. Oh, Dong Clan's Red River Wheel. Fang Yuan's eyes shined. This Immortal GU house was obtained by Dong Clan from a mysterious inheritance, in Fang Yuan's previous life, it had displayed its great power and gained huge fame. Normally speaking, if a super force wanted to research and create an Immortal GU house, the process would take a long time. And in this process, a lot of clues would be obtained by other forces. Only Immortal GU houses that were suddenly obtained like this would shock people. Dong Clan's GU Immortals felt a little proud, they had made a great gain, obtaining these molten flame birds. With them, Dong Clan's Red River Wheel would become even stronger, especially in terms of speed. Tit for tat, Fang Clan's GU Immortal shouted in the Immortal GU house, releasing a large number of ancient desolate beasts, most were dogs and chickens. Fang Yuan was even clearer regarding this Immortal GU house. It was Fang Clan's Chicken Dog Co-op, it looked like two buildings side by side, the left building was yellow and had a round plaque that had chicken written on it, the right building was red and had the word dog on its plaque. Every Immortal GU house was comprehensive in all aspects but also contained its own specialty. Chicken Dog Co-op and Canary Pavilion were both focused on enslavement path, the former enslaved chicken and dogs, while the latter raised canaries. Both were also the same at rank 7. The advantage of enslavement path was to engage in a battle of attrition. A large group of chickens and dogs charged out as Central Continent's outer layer of defense reacted, using all sorts of killer moves on these chickens and dogs, a large number died. But Western Desert's group also followed after and attacked. At once, Immortal GU houses unleashed thunderous sounds and collided into each other, killer moves were unleashed as space was torn, loud sounds caused continuous tremors in this area. Western Desert's advancement was very ferocious, soon, Central Continent's first layer of defense was broken, the second layer was also almost broken, but it barely held on. Western Desert's side has less manpower and Immortal GU houses than Central Continent after all. Western Desert was different from Southern Border, Northern Plains, and Eastern Sea. Southern Border had the Southern Alliance, the super forces were working very closely now. Right now, the whole of Southern Border had beacon towers everywhere, this was proof of their cooperation. Northern Plains had Longevity Heaven leading them, in the recent years, Longevity Heaven had been recruiting lone immortals and demonic path members, they were trying to unify the entire GU immortal world of Northern Plains. Eastern Sea's rank 8 GU immortals had almost lost all their face because of Duke Long's actions of taking the Immortal GU house. Because Duke Long offended all of these people which were all arrogant overlords of their own territory, this event caused them to band together instead. Over at Western Desert, even though they knew that the issue of Heavenly Court repairing Fate GU was severe, only super forces participated in this. Fang Yuan did not see any Western Desert lone immortals or demonic path members. And Western Desert's super forces have reserved a lot of strength in this battle too. Fang Clan is the one that has brought the most force. They brought Chicken Dog Co-op, Inquiry Dock, and Fallen Flower Hall. I wonder if Divine Bean Palace has been repaired. Did they bring it? Fang Yuan pondered rapidly. Divine Bean Palace was a rank 8 immortal GU house. If they brought it, this would be interesting. But Fang Clan knew that the chances were slim. Even if Fang Clan had control of Divine Bean Palace now, there was a good chance that they would leave it in their base. In this refinement path convention, even though Western Desert and Eastern Sea mobilized their forces, they were quite conservative. They were wary of each other. You go this way. Fang Yuan watched from above as he commanded Bai Ningbing and the rest. Bai Ningbing and the rest moved the immortal GU house according to Fang Yuan's instructions and passed the second layer of defense, going straight for Emperor City under everyone's shocked gazes. But Emperor City was protected by Central Continent's third layer of defense. 2 immortal GU houses charged toward Bai Ningbing and the rest from the left and right. The palace at the left was grand and imposing. It was Heavenly Lotus Sect's immortal GU house, Yuyang Palace. The right garden was exquisitely built. It was grand with white jade tiles and oozing with cold air. There were faint dragon roars heard occasionally. This was Ancient Soul Sect's immortal GU house, Frost Dragon Manor. Bai Ningbing and the rest used the immortal GU house's killer move. The move was not powerful. It was destroyed by Yuyang Palace and Frost Dragon Manor. They arrived in front of Bai Ningbing and the rest. Bai Ningbing and the rest knew that their immortal GU house was inferior. They could only retreat. You can't retreat. A Western Desert rank 8 GU immortal shouted. If they retreated, this gap that was painstakingly created would be mended. Their chance would be lost. Retreat. Fang Yuan's orders were very direct. This immortal GU house was not Frost Dragon Manor and Yuyang Palace's match. Fang Yuan needed to preserve them. If it was destroyed now at the start, it would be a huge waste. However, it was not so easy to retreat. At the crucial moment, intense winds restrained Bai Ningbing and the rest. It was a 7-story tower. Curtains were fluttering in the building. It was rank 7 immortal GU house, wind-sweeping building. This was one of the 2 signature immortal GU houses of Wind Cloud Manor. It was paired with Cloud Passing Building. Wind-sweeping building and Cloud Passing Building were able to combine into rank 8 immortal GU house Wind Cloud Manor. It had extraordinary power. In the 500 years of Fang Yuan's previous life, Wind Cloud Manor was once ranked as the number 1 immortal GU house for some time. With wind-sweeping building restraining them, Yuyang Palace moved rapidly like a meteor, crashing into Fang Yuan's immortal GU house. Next, Frost Dragon Manor's killer move also landed. Instantly, a portion of Fang Yuan's immortal GU house broke, pillars broke and a huge gap was created. A vast number of mortal GU was destroyed. He also lost several immortal GU. Fang Yuan snorted as he showed up. Emperor Yama killer move. With the use of Great Thief Ghost Hand, he directly took a bunch of GU worms and 3 immortal GU. Chapter 1709, Wu Yong vs Chen Yi. Boom. With a loud sound, huge changes occurred. Wu Yong led the group of Southern Alliance immortals as he broke the 5th layer of the formation, arriving at the 6th. In the 6th formation, there was complete darkness. There were no boundaries as far as one could see. The southern border immortals were as small as ants in comparison to this huge space. This is a space path formation. A Luo clan GU immortal suddenly spoke. He wore a traditional southern border clothing. His skin tone was white and he had a cold expression. He was a Luo clan general famous in southern border, having peak rank 7 battle strength. His name was Luo Ran. He cultivated space path and had incredible attainment. Indeed, this is a space path formation. Kai Kuyu nodded in agreement. Let me make some deductions. The immortals held no disagreements. After entering a formation, using brute force was not wise. The best way was to let formation path GU immortals deduce the profundities of this formation, to target its weaknesses and achieve a greater result in doing so, saving effort in the process. After some deductions, Kai Kuyu said plainly, I've already deduced most of this formation. It is likely the spaceless formation. Luo Ran listened and frowned. Even though I do not cultivate formation path, I've heard of spaceless formation. It is one of the most classic immortal formations of space path. It was created during the remote antiquity era. Nobody knows who the creator was. This formation only has one ability. It can extend space and increase distance. After entering the formation, the distance of 1 step can be turned into 100 steps. Kai Kuyu laughed. Friend Luo Ran is wise, that is correct. But this formation had already been modified, there is a variation hidden inside it. Someone asked. What variation? Kai Kuyu shook his head. I have not deduced it yet, I can only sense it. But we can set off first, I can deduce along the way. In this situation, we can move ahead without concern. The spaceless formation does not have offensive power, it can only trap enemies and increase the distance between enemy and ally, to stall for time. Give me some time, I will be able to deduce the variation formation and find its weakness. During this period, if Heavenly Court attacks, as long as we can defend ourselves, whatever changes we observe will help me in my deductions. Kai Kuyu's suggestion was good, the immortals quickly set off and chose to move forward together. Spaceless formation had no light, it was completely dark and endless. The Southern Alliance immortals protected Kai Kuyu, who was at the center of the group, while Wu Yong remained as the vanguard. Look, there's something in front. Yao Clan's GU immortal Yao Tianzi suddenly spoke. The immortals quickly slowed down and got closer, taking a clearer look. There was a huge green and white radish, it was large like a house, floating in the air as it remained motionless. What is this? It seems to be an immemorial desolate plant. Yao Tianzi asked. Everyone frowned, this was not a common sight after all. Wu Yong was silent, a flash of inspiration appeared in his mind, he seemed to have heard of that immortal plant but he could not recall it in a short time. If I am not wrong, this should be the great profound ice light radish, it is an extinct immortal plant from the immemorial antiquity era. To think that Heavenly Court still kept it till now. Chao Ji Kai said. He was the first supreme elder of Chao clan, even though he had rank 7 cultivation level, he cultivated woodpath. Wu Yong's eyes shined. That's right, this is the great profound ice light radish. Everyone be careful, if anyone gets close, this radish will burst out with countless ice lights, it will pierce every muscle and skin in your body, you will instantly freeze to death. Chao Ji Kai added to the explanation. That's right, do not underestimate the ice lights, these ice lights are the Tao marks of the great profound ice light radish. After it shoots out, the great profound ice light radish will no longer have any Tao marks, it will become immortal material. Thus, the ice light storm will have the power of a rank 8 GU immortal's immortal killer move. The immortals heard this and stepped back, they became very alert. However, a change occurred right at this moment. Ripples appeared in the air, the formation suddenly activated as a huge space path force erupted on a southern border GU immortal. The southern border GU immortal had already activated his defenses long ago, but the space path force did not attack him, instead, it teleported him away. The location was none other than beside the great profound ice light radish. The great profound ice light radish was like a frightened little girl, it quickly shrunk until it was 1/3 of its original size. Afterwards, boom, countless ice needles shot out in all directions. The southern border GU immortal had already activated his strongest defensive method, but in just half a breath of time, he was pierced thoroughly. Next, he became frozen, becoming an ice statue. The southern border immortals were all deeply shocked. The spaceless formation suddenly activated and teleported the GU immortal away, it was clearly the variation that Kai Kuyu had spoke of earlier. Together with the great profound ice light radish, it was a perfect combination. Wu Yong's expression turned ashen. He led the Southern Alliance immortals in this battle, at this moment, they had finally lost their first member. Wu Yong was quite anxious to find a way to deal with the situation. At this moment, a change occurred again. Ripples appeared in space again as a formless space path force erupted, trying to teleport another Southern Alliance GU immortal. With me around, don't even think about it. At the crucial moment, Luo Ran shouted, activating an immortal GU. The power of the immortal GU spread out as the surrounding space instantly froze like ice. Southern Alliance's immortals felt a strong restrictive force, as if they were sealed in an ice coffin. Rank 7 immortal GU, suppress space. A rank 7 immortal GU could not deal with this heavenly court formation, but it was not without effect. Suppress space immortal GU helped the Southern Alliance GU immortal to gain a few crucial seconds to escape. The formation's spatial ripples were like a beast's mouth that failed to devour its target, it could only vanish in vain. Luo Ran dispelled the effect of suppress space immortal GU, Southern Alliance's GU immortals felt the pressure lifting as they regained their freedom. The situation was urgent, I had to activate suppress space immortal GU, it had a wide range that cannot be controlled, my apologies for implicating everyone. Luo Ran quickly apologized. Wu Yong laughed loudly, well done. This is suppress space immortal GU. It is a good GU worm that counters this formation. Kai Kuyu nodded, feeling glad. Luo Ran smiled. I obtained this GU from an earth trench recently, to think that it would work here, this shows that somehow, heavens will truly exists. Everything in this world had its weaknesses and counters, there was no strongest GU worm, only strongest GU immortal. Heavenly Court created this spaceless teleportation formation, it was made of several rank 7 immortal GU and a vast number of mortal GU, but it was countered by one suppressed space immortal GU. With suppressed space immortal GU, Southern Alliance's immortals no longer had any concerns when moving in this formation space. And because Heavenly Court's teleportation formation was activated, Kaikuyu's deductions became faster. A moment later, Kaikuyu pointed out a loophole of the formation. He said to Wu Yang, Heavenly Court's spaceless formation is too troublesome to break from the inside. Lord Alliance leader, why don't you use this loophole to link with the unlimited wind outside and break the formation there, it should be easier. Wu Yang used the loophole and easily detected the unlimited wind outside. Immediately, wild winds blew and broke the formation through the loophole. The Southern Alliance GU Immortals returned to the outside world. After breaking 6 formations and only losing 1 member, the Southern Alliance Immortals had surging morale. This battle result made the formation's controller feel extremely heavy-hearted. This person was dressed in a green robe, emitting an aura of a scholar. From his appearance, he looked young, but his eyes were deep and wise, he was already some thousands of years old. It was none other than the Woodpath Rank 8 Great Expert, Heavenly Lotus Sect's previous First Supreme Elder, the current generation Genesis Lotus Inheritor, Chen Yi. To think that the enemies are so ferocious. There are only 3 formations left. Chen Yi pondered for a while and said to the person beside him, why don't we work together and fight them, we can gain some time for the formation to be set up. The female immortal beside him, Bai Kang Shui, was a Heavenly Court member, she had participated in the previous Refinement Path Convention to restore fate. She did not hesitate, agreeing immediately. The two walked out of the formation, Wu Yang and the rest were still attacking the 7th layer of the formation, they tried to break it directly. Chen Yi cupped his fists at the Southern Border Immortals. Southern Border friends, I am Heavenly Court's Chen Yi, does anyone dare to fight me alone? Wu Yang's pupils shrunk, he waved his hand as clear jade dripping when tiny bamboo building was taken out. In a fight between rank 8s, rank 7 GU Immortals could not interfere, but if they went inside an Immortal GU house, they would be able to join the battle, barely. Ba Clan's first Supreme Elder Ba Shiba laughed loudly, Old man Chen Yi, it was not wise for you to come out of that tortoise shell. Let me face you. Wait, don't let him stall for time, we will attack together. Wu Yang snickered and ordered. If Wu Dushu was here, she would definitely accept Chen Yi's challenge and fight him alone. But Wu Yang was a different type of person, why would he give up on a chance to attack him as a group? Immediately, Wu Yang moved forward with multiple rank 8s from Southern Border behind him, along with clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building carrying rank 7 GU Immortals, they charged ahead. Chen Yi and Bai Kang Shui were attacked by the group but they did not fluster. Bai Kang Shui pushed with her hands as huge white waves appeared and moved forward. Wu Yang's body flickered as his afterimage remained, his true body had vanished on the spot. Ba Shiba faced the huge waves as he shouted, his aura surged as a profound light shined on the waves. Next, the wings on Yi Haofang's back waved, countless arrows shot out, the arrow rain pierced the waves, approaching Bai Kang Shui and Chen Yi. Come, Chen Yi smiled, he did not make any movements but the phantom images of huge trees appeared around him. Yi Haofang's arrow rain pierced into the forest, it only caused some shaking in the trees, a large number of leaves fell. Chen Yi's aura grew stronger, he was about to retaliate when his expression suddenly changed. Wu Yang appeared right behind him unknowingly. He has such concealment methods. The concealed person that I detected was actually an illusion that he made. Chen Yi was deeply shocked by Wu Yang's methods. At the moment of crisis, he did not even have time to turn around. Next, he felt that Wu Yang had lightly patted his shoulder. We became friends at first sight, yet you have to go now. This is farewell my good friend, let me send you off. Wu Yang smiled lightly. Hearing this, even with Chen Yi's thousands of years of life and abundant experiences, his expression became pale. He shouted in his heart, this is a mortal killer move, farewell friend Wind. My Heavenly Court had not been able to find it even after extensive search, to think that it was in Wu Yang's hands. Next, Chen Yi lost control over his body, he slowly floated towards the front. While floating, his hair, clothes, and limbs started to disintegrate. Save me, Chen Yi shouted in his heart but he could not make any noise. He could not move at all, none of his methods could be used. Even Karma Divine Tree Killer move was unable to be activated. Chapter 1710. Limitless Left Path. 1. Heavenly Court. The originally white sky became covered in 7-colored rainbow lights. A huge immortal GU house was floating in the sky. It was truly an incredible immortal GU house. It had 3 floors of altars, grand and magnificent. There were multiple pillars holding each floor up, having white jade railings and shining aurora. It was the rank 8 Luck Path Immortal GU House, Calamity Luck Altar. In the past, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had personally constructed it. It was one of his 3 immortal GU houses that he used. Originally, Calamity Luck Altar was left as Longevity Heaven's foundation, but this time to attack Heavenly Court, they actually brought it along. Such an act showed Longevity Heaven's confidence. Many of Heavenly Court's GU immortals felt very worried. Fairy Z-Wei frowned deeply. Even Duke Long had a solemn gaze in his eyes. However, his attention was not on Calamity Luck Altar, but the rainbow lights in the sky instead. Duke Long said in a low tone, Calamity Luck Altar and the Longevity Heaven GU immortals alone cannot break in here easily. This 7-colored rainbow light is of rank 9 level, it must be the work of Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. Fairy Z-Wei was dazed before realization shined on her face. According to Heavenly Court's records, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable was once invited to tour Heavenly Court. Did he create this backdoor secretly at that time? That should be the case. Duke Long said. Fairy Z-Wei's expression turned grim. This Giant Sun Immortal Venerable is truly crafty. He had already planned to invade Heavenly Court so long ago, his scheme was so deep. All past Venerables have great wisdom, they cannot be underestimated. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable possessed luck path methods. He secretly set this arrangement and we could not discover it until it was used now. Duke Long sighed as he shook his head, having a complex feeling. Back then, when Giant Sun became venerable, he did it through luck path. It was a huge obstruction to Fate GU. Back then, Heavenly Court's leader, Golden Hooped Great Immortal, made a plan and specially invited Giant Sun Immortal Venerable to tour Heavenly Court, telling the world that they were inviting Giant Sun to join Heavenly Court openly. After considering it, Giant Sun agreed to the invitation and went on to look around Heavenly Court. Golden Hooped Great Immortal personally led Giant Sun Immortal Venerable as they went to look at the important places in Heavenly Court, especially the places that Limitless, Reckless Savage, and Red Lotus stopped at when they attacked. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable made a suggestion. He wanted to see Fate Immortal GU. Golden Hooped Great Immortal did not reject him. They went up Heaven Overseeing Tower and saw Fate GU. After Giant Sun left the tower, he remained silent along the way. After leaving Heavenly Court, he said that he had to reconsider the matter of joining them. This experience and the conversation between Giant Sun and Golden Hoop was clearly recorded in Heavenly Court's history with great precision. The power of rank 9 is truly unfathomable. We only saw Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's arrangements today. That is not strange at all. After all, he cultivated luck path, and we have little understanding of this path. However, even Spectral Soul Demon Venerable who managed to plant spies in Heavenly Court is in our captivity now. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable has died long ago. Only his Calamity Luck Altar and a bunch of Northern Plains GU immortals are here to attack us now. How can my Heavenly Court fall so easily? The hall resounded with Old Man Zheng Yuan's voice. Fairy Z-Wei nodded but she still frowned. Calamity Luck Altar is not an ordinary rank 8 immortal GU house. It was once owned by Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. It is a pity that Prince Feng Xian did not join this invasion, otherwise we would have gotten information about Longevity Heaven's sneak attack in advance. But most importantly, how much force is hidden in Calamity Luck Altar? Wait, I think there isn't a lot. Because we did not get any news of this invasion by Northern Plains Longevity Heaven. They were able to keep it hidden so well, they must have kept it to a very small number of people. Fairy Z-Wei analyzed rapidly. You are not wrong, that is likely so. Duke Long nodded. Even though he stood up from his seat, his arms were still behind his back. He did not join the battle, as if he was waiting for something. At the next moment, the whole of Heavenly Court shook. Swoosh, like the howling of the wind, this sound was etched deep into everyone's hearts. Duke Long, Fairy Z-Wei, and Old Man Zheng Yuan felt no surprise. They showed faint smiles on their faces. The killer move that Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable left behind has activated. Within Calamity Luck Altar, Longevity Heaven's GU immortals felt no surprise either. The information that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable left behind already described this. In fact, even without Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's information, Longevity Heaven had a number of true inheritances of the few demon venerables. Be it reckless savage or limitless, they were northern plainsmen. The intel of their attack on Heavenly Court was in Longevity Heaven's hands. This is the killer move Chi Wall. Chi Wall killer move is very ordinary, but when Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable was at a young age, he was very skilled at it and enjoyed using it. When Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable became invincible in the world, this Chi Wall killer move was also elevated to rank 9. Longevity Heaven's GU Immortals discussed as they manipulated Calamity Luck Altar, attacking the surroundings. The surrounding air started to produce ripples like a formless fortress, only after facing a lot of attacks did it burst back into normal air. But soon, it gathered again into a formless fortress wall. The whole of Heavenly Court was reinforced by this air, resisting the invasion of Longevity Heaven. But for Heavenly Court's members, when they moved, the Chi wall around them would return to normal air, they would not be obstructed. Longevity Heaven's GU Immortals made some attempts as they expressed shock on their faces. Indeed worthy of Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable. The ordinary Chi Wall killer move has the power of rank 9 in Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable's hands, it is even stronger than the Heavenly Wind Chi Wall. What do we do now? 5 Elements Grandmaster had an ugly expression, he was very worried. He had just joined Longevity Heaven recently, he had only learned of the invasion several days ago. 5 Elements Grandmaster's worry was very reasonable, if they could not get past this move, they would need to destroy all the Chi walls along their path. The expenditure would be too high, they might not even make it to Duke long before their immortal essence dried up, they would be extremely tired. But it was too difficult to unravel this move. Firstly, it was a rank 9 killer move, only methods of similar level would be effective. Unless they possessed an extremely effective rank 8 killer move, it would not be useful. Secondly, after the changes of eras, Chi Path had already fallen out of common use, almost nobody from Longevity Heaven in this trip cultivated Chi Path. What could they do? Don't worry, we have our method. Even though this move is made by Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable, so many years have passed, eras have changed, after the invasions of 3 demon venerables, it already possessed flaws. That's right, back then, Limitless, Reckless Savage, and Red Lotus could not unravel this Chi Wall killer move even though they attacked Heavenly Court. They merely used their incredible strength to break through by force. They carved out 3 roads on their own, these 3 paths are the places where the Chi Wall is at its weakest and cannot regenerate. As long as we destroy a small area, we will be able to enter one of these 3 paths and follow the Demon Venerable's road to fight our way in. 5 Elements Grandmaster let out a sigh of relief, so that's it. Next, he asked, which path do we choose? At the same time. In the central Great Hall, Duke Long and Fairy Ziwei conversed. Even though Chi Wall is powerful, it had been exposed long ago. Since Longevity Heaven is attacking now, they must be aware of its weaknesses, they will use the paths that the Demon Venerables created. Fairy Ziwei nodded, recalling, the left path was created by Limitless Demon Venerable, it passes Central Heaven Gate, Name Plaque Palace, Sun Palace, 5 Deity Hall, Central Great Hall, Heaven Overseeing Tower, Forgotten Tao Lake, and finally, it stops at the Imperfection Regret Pavilion on the peak of Star Zone Mountain. The central path was created by Reckless Savage Demon Venerable. It passes Immortal Emperor Court, Hidden Space Pavilion, Sumeru Lake, Eternal Sand Cave, Million Heavenly King Gallery, Embroidered Tower, Central Great Hall, and ends at Heaven Overseeing Tower. The right path was made by Red Lotus Demon Venerable. He first went past Lotus Fairy Pond and Bright Moon Treasure Light Hall, followed by 12 Spiritual Pass, Separation Flame Pavilion, Magnetic Star Hill, Waterwood Clarity Court, Central Great Hall, and ends at Heaven Overseeing Tower. As long as they make their choice, we will be able to know their route and set up our defenses. Fairy Ziwei's eyes flickered with the sparkles of wisdom. That is right, Duke Long had no objections. Boom boom boom. Calamity Luck Altar brought the few Longevity Heaven GU Immortals as they attacked the weak spot of the Chi Wall and went in. Once they entered, Longevity Heaven's group felt that the pressure was greatly lifted, the Chi Wall was barely existing here. Heavenly Court's GU Immortals also saw what happened. Fairy Ziwei and Duke Long looked at each other, they chose the left path. Chapter 1711, Heavenly Court Battlefield. Left path. This was the path that Limitless Demon Venerable created a million years ago during the Olden Antiquity era. The left path passed Central Heaven Gate, Name Plaque Palace, Sun Palace, 5 Deity Hall, Central Great Hall, Heaven Overseeing Tower, Forgotten Tao Lake, and finally, it stopped at the Imperfection Regret Pavilion on the peak of Star Zone Mountain. The huge Heavenly Court was shining in glorious light, it had countless palaces and pavilions, it was a grand sight. Calamity Luck Altar charged ahead with an unstoppable momentum. Heavenly Court, which had been silent for a long time, finally met with an unavoidable attack. Within Calamity Luck Altar, 5 Elements Grand Master watched and observed the situation. He was tongue-tied and deeply moved. If I was not seeing this personally, I would not believe that all these buildings here are Immortal GU houses. Even though most are just rank 6 Immortal GU houses, Heavenly Court's foundation is still too terrifying. Flower Lady of the Northern Desolation Immortals chuckled. 5 Elements, this is Heavenly Court after all. It was created 3 million years ago during the remote antiquity era, it had remained standing until today. Even though Fate GU was damaged, it remained as the #1 force in this world. With such an accumulation, this is not a surprising sight. Look at these palaces, they are all the creation of famous rank 8 immortals from the remote antiquity era. After modifications from future experts like Statue Deity, Ant Orchid, Yellow Court Monarch, Uncle Feng, and Concubine Quan Miao, they continued to develop and improve upon them, until they were completed today. All of the palaces and Immortal GU houses are considered one entity, they can help each other. At the same time, these palaces can be separated and elevated on their own, it is very convenient. However, there is no need to overestimate Heavenly Court, these Immortal GU houses are mostly just rank 6. And most importantly, they are only specialized in one aspect, they are not as comprehensive as the Immortal GU houses outside. 5 Elements Grand Master nodded. I understand, if it is comprehensive, even more Immortal GU will need to be used, as well as a vast number of Mortal GU. Heavenly Court is very proud, other than the 3 demon venerables who attacked, nobody dared to invade them. Thus, there was no need for such investments in their opinion. After all, these Immortal GU houses are kept in Heavenly Court most of the time, they are not too useful. Saying so, 5 Elements Grand Master suddenly laughed loudly, so that's it. We attacked Heavenly Court and caught them unguarded at this moment. This is their weakness, interesting. Other than 3 demon venerables, to think that I will also attack Heavenly Court. Even if I die here, with this experience, my life was not in vain. 5 Elements Grand Master was filled with grand aspirations. He was a Northern Plainsman, even though he was rank 8, his nature was that of a Northern Plainsman, it had never changed. The people of Northern Plains sought glory through combat, it was a shame to live as a loser. For them, dying in the battlefield was the greatest honor and recognition. Calamity Luck Altar forced its way through, finally arriving at Central Heaven Gate. This huge gate was like a mountain adorned with beautiful golden ornaments, it was held by tall and thick pillars, there were shining pearls and gems on its frame. This is Central Heaven Gate. It looks like an information path Immortal GU house. 5 Elements Grand Master looked around as he pondered. Indeed, Heavenly Court only recruits new members who are elites of the 10 great ancient sects. These rank 8 elites would have to pass the test in Central Heaven Gate before they join Heavenly Court. Bull Demon said. Central Heaven Gate was shut tight, it blocked Calamity Luck Altar from advancing further. In Central Great Hall, Duke Long asked. Central Heaven Gate is a rank 8 information path Immortal GU house but it has weak defenses, it cannot stop them for long. How many golden pearls do we have in the storage? Fairy Ziwei replied immediately, 3,600. Duke Long nodded. Take them all out and use them to help Central Heaven Gate defend against the enemy. I am certain that Longevity Heaven has trump cards up its sleeves, Northern Plains has courageous people but they are not without wisdom. We need to remain calm and deal with them without panicking, we will stall for time and wait until Fate GU is restored, all our hard work and sacrifice will pay off in the end. Yes, sir, Fairy Ziwei answered as she manipulated the Central Great Hall. The Central Great Hall was the control area of all the Heavenly Court Immortal GU houses, using it, Fairy Ziwei opened Heavenly Court's treasury and took out all of their golden pearls. Cling cling cling, there was a sharp noise as golden pearls fell down like rain, there were golden sparkles as they poured down. Calamity Luck Altar crashed into Central Heaven Gate as it started to crack from the pressure. The golden pearls landed on Calamity Luck Altar and created continuous sharp noises. Calamity Luck Altar remained unaffected, there were no cracks on it. However, the golden pearls started to show their true effect, as the peels turned into huge soldiers that were armored all over their bodies. Under the shadows of their helmets, only their 2 eyes were shining with piercing golden light. They had weapons like axes, blades, and spears in their hands. Soon, these golden pearl soldiers surrounded Calamity Luck Altar. Countless blades and spears slashed and stabbed at Calamity Luck Altar, causing many sparks to appear. Calamity Luck Altar shook intensely. In order to defend from the attacks, Immortal Essence was rapidly expended. What is this? 5 Elements Grand Master was shocked. Each soldier has the strength of an ancient desolate beast but possesses no life force. This looks like an immortal killer move. These are golden pearls. During the medieval antiquity era, there was a metal path great expert in Heavenly Court. He was known as the Golden Pearl Immortal King. These golden pearls were his signature killer move, a method unique to him. Bull Demon said plainly. Flower Lady giggled as she covered her mouth. Heavenly Court is only tossing these golden pearls while Fairy Ziwei and Duke Long are not showing up. It seems that they are trying to stall for time until Fate Gu gets restored. Bull Demon nodded. This is a wise decision. Even though Heavenly Court is huge, there are only a few rank 8 GU immortals who are awake. The battlefield outside is depleting and splitting up Heavenly Court's current force. Then we need to make use of this time. Flower Lady's eyes shined. Bull Demon said in a low tone, let me do it. Saying so, he concentrated and started to manipulate Calamity Luck Altar. A method was activated by Bull Demon as Calamity Luck Altar started to shine in a blinding light. Within the light, auspicious clouds formed and pushed all the Golden Pearl soldiers away. At the next moment, with a loud bang, Calamity Luck Altar broke through Central Heaven Gate. Longevity Heaven's group did not slaughter these Golden Pearl soldiers or attack the heavily damaged Central Heaven Gate, they only pushed forward. This was a battle that was determined by time. Since Heavenly Court wanted to stall for time, Longevity Heaven's group had to make use of that and prevent them from succeeding. Along the way, Golden Pearl soldiers continued to obstruct them but could not stop Calamity Luck Altar's advancement. Soon, Longevity Heaven's GU Immortals arrived at Name Plaque Palace. But what they saw was that Name Plaque Palace flew high up into the sky. Heavenly Court actually moved this Name Plaque Palace away. Five Elements Grand Master was happy but suspicious. Bing Sai Chuan said in a low tone, this is also an information path Immortal GU house, there are name plaques inside, each has a person's name. These people form a huge information network for Heavenly Court, they are all over the 5 regions. Five Elements Grand Master was shocked. So that means, if we destroy it, Heavenly Court's information network will be exposed. No wonder they had to move it away at any cost. Five Elements Grand Master felt that it was a pity. Heavenly Court's information network was huge, it covered all 5 regions. Even though other regions were trying to get information on other regions, their scale and reach could not compare to Heavenly Court. Heavenly Court had the 10 great ancient sects as their subordinate forces, they had ruled over Central Continent for many eras, they were naturally able to select suitable people to nurture as elites and send to other regions secretly. As for the other 4 regions, Longevity Heaven and Southern Alliance had only surfaced recently, trying to unify their own regions. As for other super clans, even if they sent people out, compared to Heavenly Court, they were too small and insignificant. Forget it, we had already anticipated that Name Plaque Palace would fly away. Without its obstruction, we can save a lot of time and advance faster. Bing Sai Chuan ordered. Sun Palace. Calamity Luck Altar soon arrived at the 3rd obstacle. Sun Palace gave out a heated light, it was too blinding. The surroundings of the palace were distorted from the warm air, intense heat assaulted everyone. Even though Longevity Heaven's members were inside Calamity Luck Altar, they still felt immense heat that burned them endlessly. The Immortals tried to move Calamity Luck Altar to charge through, but even without getting too close, the surface of Calamity Luck Altar started melting, a vast number of mortal GU were charred and incinerated. Sun Palace was so strong that Calamity Luck Altar could not get close. It controlled the illumination of the whole of Heavenly Court, it had multiple light path rank 8 immortal GU as the cores, even though it was very weak in defense, even lower than Central Heaven Gate, Calamity Luck Altar could not approach it. Boom, 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 Calamity Luck Altar stayed in the air as killer moves were activated, attacking Sun Palace from afar. But all sorts of killer moves melted from the heat and light of Sun Palace before they even landed. This obstacle is too hard, we do not have any light path or dark path experts helping us. Five Elements Grand Master frowned deeply. No need to worry, Bull Demon spoke. Sun Palace is strong on the outside and weak on the inside, as long as we can get in, we will be able to destroy it. I will go. Okay, let's go together. Flower Lady chuckled as she lay on his shoulder, feeling no nervousness at all. Five Elements Grand Master was greatly shocked. He knew how dangerous that was, the light was too intense, without proper defense, even rank 8 GU Immortals could not last long, they would melt like candles. Isn't that too dangerous, we can think of other ways. Five Elements Grand Master said cautiously. Bing Sai Chuan shook his head. Speed is the key, go. He controlled Calamity Luck Altar as it attacked, paving a way for Bull Demon and Flower Lady. Bull Demon and Flower Lady shot out with incredible speed, they were about to get into Sun Palace in just an instant. Wishful thinking. Fairy Ziwei, who was in the central Great Hall, smiled coldly as Sun Palace's intensity surged. Oh no! Five Elements Grandmaster shouted in dismay. At the crucial moment, Flower Lady shouted as her tiny body jumped, turning into a pink light that shielded Bull Demon. Bull Demon cried out in pain. He charged into Sun Palace without stopping. Fairy Ziwei's expression turned grim. She said bitterly, Sun Palace has been taken down. After 10 breaths of time, Sun Palace was destroyed. Without Sun Palace, the whole of Heavenly Court's sky became dark. In the rubble, Bull Demon carried Flower Lady's corpse as he returned to Calamity Luck Altar with an expressionless face. Sun Palace was destroyed. Longevity Heaven also paid a price. Flower Lady died. Looking at the silent Bull Demon, Five Elements Grandmaster wanted to console him, but no words came out after he opened his mouth. Bull Demon and Flower Lady were together known as the Northern Desolation Immortals. They were usually extremely close and never left each other's side. Now that one was sacrificed while the other survived, this pain was truly deep and heavy. Even though Flower Lady died, she had a smile on her face. Bull Demon looked at Flower Lady's corpse for a long time. She eventually turned into scattering flower petals. Only a tiny delicate flower remained. Bull Demon placed this flower on his head carefully and gently. It was completely different from his usual cold and tough appearance. Continue. Bull Demon turned around and looked towards the front. Under Bing Sai Chuan's manipulation, Calamity Luck Altar continued to move ahead. Chapter 1712. Battle of Legendary Desolate Beasts. Once Sun Palace was destroyed, the next was Five Deity Hall. And after Five Deity Hall, it would be the central Great Hall that Fairy Ziwei and Duke Long were in. Longevity Heaven's GU Immortals came with determination. They attacked ferociously without concern for sacrifices. Heavenly Court's Immortals felt deep pressure. We cannot let them continue with this any farther. Duke Long turned to Fairy Ziwei. Have you deployed all of them already? Fairy Ziwei's expression was quite ugly. Only 2 came. Duke Long was dazed before he spoke. Kang Zonzi didn't come. So be it. When it agreed to join Heavenly Court back then, there was already an agreement with Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable. The 2 that came should be able to block Calamity Luck Altar for some time with their strength. Five Deity Hall was already in sight. Suddenly, a sandstorm brewed. Waves of sand blocked Calamity Luck Altar. Roar. A tiger's roar resounded in the surroundings. The sand waves spread apart as a hill-like tiger was exposed from within. The fierce tiger had overwhelming aura. Its body seemed to be made of metal. It had golden skin and silver teeth. Its eyes resembled sparkling rubies, emanating fierce light. On the tiger's forehead, the marking was not Wang, but Sha Wan. Five Elements Grandmaster took a glance and expressed his shock. Heavenly Court also has legendary immemorial desolate beasts. Of course. Bing Sai Chuan had a plain expression. Heavenly Court has a total of 3 legendary immemorial beasts. This huge tiger looks like a tiger, but it is actually a shabi. This is a type of monster that is formed in the fiendish Chi Si Spring. Right now, Chi Path is going extinct. The fiendish Chi Si Spring is already extinct. This is the only shabi left. During the Olden Antiquity era, Heavenly Court's Chi Path great expert 7 fiendish primeval monarch nurtured it. After he became rank 8 and traveled the world, he purposely looked for the fiendish Chi Si Springs and created the shabi from them. He refined a total of 99 shabi. He formed a grand army with them. These shabi were compatible with his immortal killer moves. He could use them extremely well. During that era, almost nobody could rival him. But now, this is the final one. This shabi was one of the last few created. It was number 95. Thus, it had been named as such, but after Ancestor Giant Sun got invited to Heavenly Court and saw this shabi, he named it Shabi 95-1. So there was such a backstory. No wonder Lord has such a deep understanding of it. Five Elements Grandmaster sighed in admiration. He looked behind him, only to see that Shabi 95 had whipped up a sandstorm, fighting against Calamity Luck Altar, with a grand commotion, displaying peak rank 8 battle strength. Bing Sai Chuan analyzed closely. Shabi 95 resides in Eternal Sand Cave. It was deployed by Heavenly Court to come here. Green Jade Crane Ruan Dan will likely come here too, while Kang Zonzi is probably not coming. Five Elements Grandmaster asked. Ruan Dan, Kang Zonzi, are they the remaining 2 legendary immemorial beasts? At the same time, he felt puzzled and sighed. Why was Bing Sai Chuan so certain that Kang Zonzi would not join the battle? Did they have spies in Heavenly Court? Bing Sai Chuan answered. Indeed. Ruan Dan is an immemorial green jade crane. It was nurtured by Immortal crane sect and created Pill Path. It resides in heavenly court to cultivate in normal times. As for Kang Zanzi, it is that vast heaven vine. This vine has incredible power and abilities. It sprouts in 300 years, blossoms in 300 years, and bears fruits in 300 years. The fruits that it create are called vast heaven fruits. If used in a grotto heaven, it can expand the size of the immortal aperture sky. Thus, this vast heaven vine is also known as the 10th heaven of this world. 10th heaven of this world. 5 elements. Grandmaster shook. He suddenly realized as he pointed left, that huge vine pillar that extends towards the limits of the sky. Heavenly court had countless palaces. There was a huge vine that connected heaven and earth. It was even taller than the heaven overseeing tower behind the central great hall. It was very eye-catching. When 5 elements Grandmaster invaded heavenly court, he noticed it immediately. That's right, the vast heaven vine was brought in by Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable personally. It had an agreement with him. It is a unique existence in heavenly court. It does not need to follow orders but only has to provide a batch of vast heaven fruits every 1,000 years. 5 elements Grandmaster heard this as he felt his horizons broadening. He had never thought that there would be a legendary immemorial desolate plant in this world that could ignore heavenly court's orders. But thinking about it, he knew why. The vast heaven vine's ability was too unique and special. With these vast heaven fruits, heavenly court could continue to increase the skies of the immortal aperture and increase its foundation. Rather than saying that the vast heaven vine could ignore heavenly court's orders, it was more like heavenly court was making use of it and allowing it some degree of freedom. At the moment, in the central great hall. Oh no, Fairy Ziwei frowned. This calamity luck altar is fake. What? Duke Long looked over. Fairy Ziwei was in control of Central Great Hall. She had been using the palaces and countless immortal GU houses to observe Central Continent. She obviously kept a high amount of concentration on Heavenly Court's situation. Heaven overseeing tower could not be moved normally. Fairy Ziwei mobilized the other immortal GU houses, shooting out a crystal rainbow light. The rainbow light tore through the skies, landing on Calamity Luck Altar. Calamity Luck Altar shook before it returned to its original form. This was a 4-legged beast with purple fur. Its body was huge, even larger than the Shabi. It was like a ferret, its body covered in shiny purple fur, its eyes were shining with a purple crystal-like color, there was a dog tail on its back. Oh, you finally realized, you fools from Heavenly Court. Ha ha ha, the purple ferret laughed loudly, mocking its enemies. You are Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's dog-tail life-extending ferret, Mao Li Chu. Shabi 95 was very shocked, it spoke human words. The purple ferret's expression sank, it quickly moved out like a purple flash of lightning. Boom, sand splattered, the dog-tail life-extending ferret pressed down on the Shabi as it opened its mouth, saying with a fierce expression and low tone, remember, call me Grandpa Mao. Shabi 95 was furious, growling, in terms of age, I am your grandfather instead. It struggled to get up but the dog-tail life-extending ferret did not budge. Shabi 95 was secretly shocked, this beast has such great strength. But how can I be suppressed like this? Ha ha ha, stupid cat and silly ferret, you two are a good couple, this is such an interesting fight. Right at this moment, laughter resounded above the two beasts. Dog-tail life-extending ferret looked up and saw a GU immortal sitting on a cloud, looking at them with a smile. The dog-tail life-extending ferret's expression froze for a second before it realized, oh, so you are that green jade crane, why are you posing as a human? Come down, let your Grandpa Mao teach you how to be a proper bird again. The laughter stopped, the green jade crane was furious, you insolent ferret, I am going to tear your skin apart. The green jade crane was about to descend when it stopped all of a sudden. Fairy Ziwei had given it orders secretly, instead of fighting with dog-tail life-extending ferret Mao Li Chu, it was supposed to head to 5 Deity Hall. The true Calamity Luck Altar had not shown itself but the route it could take was fixed. The green jade crane acknowledged the order and was about to leave when a huge shadow appeared in front of it. It looked up and its pupils shrunk. Mao Li Chu had jumped into the sky and its huge form was crashing down while causing a vacuum behind it. The green jade crane shrieked before it returned to its true form, it flapped its wings and quickly got out of the casted shadow's range. But at the next moment, Mao Li Chu's claws grabbed onto the green jade crane's leg. Come down here for your Grandpa Mao. The dog-tail life-extending ferret snickered as it pulled with its strong limb. The green jade crane flapped its wings furiously, but it soon discovered to its despair that any effort ended in vain. Slam! The green jade crane landed on the ground, causing a huge pit to form. The green jade crane's ears were buzzing, it only had one thought in its mind now, this Northern Plains brute has such great strength. The green jade crane struggled to get up, but Mao Li Chu pounced once again. Dust clouds rose as rocks were sent flying. The green jade crane continued to shriek. Ah, you thug, don't pull my feathers. Ah, you mindless beast, don't bite my leg. Don't touch my elegant neck, you scumbag. My neck is breaking, it's breaking. Ah, my leg is breaking, my leg is breaking. Duke Long. Fairy Zi Wei, 5 Elements Grandmaster. Bing Sai Chuan. Eventually, the green jade crane's screaming reached its limit. Stupid cat, what are you doing? Why aren't you coming here and helping me? Ha ha ha, weren't you having a good time watching earlier? You two can play, I'm leaving. Shabby 95 laughed as it flew towards 5 Deity Hall. Where are you going? Mao Li Chu snickered as a clone flew out of its body, pouncing at Shabby 95 with great speed. We are both males, why are you lying on top of me now? Shabby 95 was furious. The green jade crane agreed with these words wholeheartedly. It shrieked amidst the dust clouds, that's right. Let us go if you have guts. Ah, stop kicking between my legs, you evil scumbag. Shabby 95 was very angry. It liked the action of pouncing on others, but it liked to be at the top. Being at the bottom was a disgrace and humiliation. Shabby 95 was struggling on the ground below Mao Li Chu. It was furious and its teeth were exposed as it growled. A mere clone, you want to obstruct me, you are simply looking down him. At the next moment, Shabby 95's expression became dazed. It was a little fearful. Is this the main body or a clone? Why does it have such great strength? In the central Great Hall, Duke Long seemed to have realized something. This is because of Mao Li Chu's actions. Calamity Luck Altar obtained some crucial time. It finally arrived at 5 Deity Hall. I have already explained the details of 5 Deity Hall to you. It will depend on you now. Bing Sai Chuan said to 5 Elements Grandmaster. 5 Elements Grandmaster looked behind worriedly. Can Grandpa Mao do it? How long can it last? Don't worry, it is using the killer move Perfect Pair. This was the method of thieving Heaven Demon Venerable that my longevity Heaven had searched for with great effort. It can summon a clone with the same battle strength as the main body. Bing Sai Chuan's lips curled up. Understood. 5 Elements Grandmaster's eyes shined with bright light, staring at 5 Deity Hall. 5 Deity Hall shook intensely. A giant spirit made of the 5 elements, metal, wood, water, fire, earth, formed and attacked Calamity Luck Altar. Calamity Luck Altar burst out with profound light. 5 Elements Grandmaster was directly sent into 5 Deity Hall. The 5 Elements giant spirit was furious. It wanted to defend, but Calamity Luck Altar shot out an incredible attraction force that restrained it. Chapter 17:13. Battle between Venerables. Bam bam bam. With a chain of explosions, 5 Deity Hall was blown to smithereens amidst a huge fire. 5 Elements Grandmaster stepped on thin air as he walked out. Even though there was some soot on his face, he was unharmed. Next, he went inside Calamity Luck Altar. 5 Elements Grandmaster laughed loudly. Even though this 5 Deity Hall is extraordinary, I am very familiar with its concept. My methods directly counter it. This was much easier than I had expected it to be. As he said that, a sense of pride emerged in him. Bing Sai Chuan looked at him and said plainly, of course it is. The formation path methods that you use are part of my ancestor Giant Sun's arrangements. 5 Elements Grandmaster was stunned. His expression changed as he looked at Bing Sai Chuan. What do you mean? Bing Sai Chuan gave him a glance, showing a smile full of deep meaning. Why do you think you managed to enter longevity heaven when you attacked? Do you remember the most important words of your inheritance? Do you find them nonsensical? Try reading them in reverse, but only the last word of each sentence. 5 Elements Grandmaster was immediately suspicious. He was a lone cultivator from birth. His turning point was the mysterious lone immortal formation path true inheritance that he found. It led to his achievements. Ever since I obtained the true inheritance, I cultivated non-stop and had never spoken of it to others. How does Bing Sai Chuan know that my true inheritance has those important sentences? I have never understood what it was saying. Reverse the order and read the last word of each line. Listen to Bing Sai Chuan and attack Heavenly Court. 5 Elements Grandmaster was lost for words. He stared at Bing Sai Chuan in disbelief. Bing Sai Chuan controlled Calamity Luck Altar to move forward while saying slowly, even if a rank 9 Venerable does not cultivate Wisdom Path, at their level, they have already gained a deep understanding of the path. It is not hard to set up arrangements that will affect future generations. Back then, after Ancestor Giant Sun visited Heavenly Court, he made plans for today's invasion. The method to destroy 5 Deity Hall was part of his arrangements. But if he displayed his research results so openly, traces would be left behind and Heavenly Court would notice them. Thus, he secretly left an arrangement that was independent of longevity heaven, he allowed it to develop on its own and be cultivated by a lone cultivator. Because you are not of Giant Sun's bloodline, even if you become a rank 8, Heavenly Court would not expect your methods to counter 5 Deity Hall. They would not think of you and link it to our invasion of Heavenly Court. Saying so, Bing Sai Chuan paused and continued, Grand Master, the climatic battle involving Fate GU is far more complex than you can ever imagine. Rank 6 and 7 GU Immortals are not even qualified to join. As for Rank 8 GU Immortals, we are merely pawns. Some Rank 8s refuse to join in, that is because they sensed something and understand their own self-worth. Some joined but are ignorant of the true situation. The truth behind this great battle is the fight of past venerables across time and space. 5 Elements Grand Master was stunned from hearing this, he muttered, fighting across time and space, a battle between venerables. In human history, there were 10 venerables. Each one was invincible in their own era, they were at the apex of history, the greatest pride of humanity. Bing Sai Chuan revealed the truth, 5 Elements Grand Master was deeply shocked. He could not help but feel his own insignificance, his pride from earlier vanished without a trace. Bing Sai Chuan glanced at 5 Elements Grandmaster's look of shock as he consoled, but don't worry, among the venerables, Ancestor Giant Sun is the most caring towards his descendants and subordinates. He gained a nickname back then because of this. The venerables all have their own arrangements, they want to exert their influence at this crucial moment, but after the merciless tides of history, most of these arrangements have been altered in some way. Rank 9 venerables are not all-knowing, they would make mistakes too, many arrangements have been completely changed due to the passing of time. A large number of them were discovered by future venerables and got modified. Ancestor Giant Sun came after Genesis Lotus and Thieving Heaven, he was succeeded by Spectral Soul and Paradise Earth. The venerables who appear later would naturally have an advantage in setting up their arrangements, our attack on Heavenly Court succeeded to this extent, the reason is obvious. Bing Sai Chuan's words made 5 Elements Grand Master go into a daze. Bing Sai Chuan chuckled afterwards, so what if there is Duke Long? Can he compare to Ancestor Giant Sun's arrangements? No need to worry so much, you must have confidence that we will succeed. In this expedition, our longevity heaven will definitely obtain Fate GU. Obtain Fate GU. At this moment, 5 Elements Grand Master finally realized longevity heaven's objective in attacking Heavenly Court. That's right, Bing Sai Chuan admitted openly, there was no need to hide anything now. Heavenly Court came to snatch our fortune rivaling Heaven GU, why can't we come after their Fate GU? Why is Heavenly Court the #1 human force? Fate GU played a crucial role in it. After getting it, our longevity heaven will definitely obtain the throne of the #1 human force. In Central Great Hall, Fairy Ziwei looked as Calamity Luck Altar got closer, she had a serious expression, they are coming. At her side, Old Man Zheng Yuan was also expressing his concern. Even though the Central Great Hall was the control area of all the Immortal GU houses, it had low defense. After all, who would think that Heavenly Court's Central Great Hall would be attacked by enemies? Even though this Central Great Hall was once attacked by 3 demon venerables and even got destroyed, Heavenly Court's GU Immortals did not reinforce its defense later on. Because against venerables, no matter how strong Central Great Hall's defense was, it could not defend against a venerable, there was no point. Now it seemed like Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had already noticed this flaw when he toured Heavenly Court. Longevity Heaven's assault caught Heavenly Court off guard, Fairy Ziwei and the rest were in a passive situation. It seems that the true flaw is not in terms of defense but mindset. Fairy Ziwei had an understanding as she said, I seem to have missed out something. Is it? How long until Fate GU is fully restored? At this moment, Duke Long asked. Fairy Ziwei was in charge of the Central Great Hall, she knew the situation of the refinement path formation, she had a heavy heart as she answered, we need 6 hours. 6 hours, Duke Long was joyful, my lifespan is almost used up, but heaven has taken pity on me, even though 6 hours is not a lot, I will be able to see Fate GU restored. Next, let me handle this. Fairy Ziwei asked worriedly, Lord Duke Long, your injuries have yet to. Even though Heavenly Court tried its best to heal him, Duke Long's injuries still remained. This was caused by the joint attack of Eastern Sea's Rank 8 GU Immortals, in the short time, even Duke Long could not heal himself fully. Duke Long smiled plainly, I am about to die anyway, these injuries do not matter. In any case, I have the killer move Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand, at the final moments of my life, in all 5 regions, is there anyone who can match me in battle? He had a plain expression but his words revealed utter confidence and dominance. Calamity Luck Altar was like a huge beast as it charged down at the central Great Hall. Air was sliced apart, wild winds roared. If it hit, the entire central Great Hall would be reduced to shambles. At this moment, a single small body appeared, blocking its path. Duke Long, Five Elements Grand Master shouted, "Smash into him," Bull Demon said. Boom, the hill-like Calamity Luck Altar crashed down ferociously, but it was stopped in midair. A dragon claw forced it to stop. Duke Long floated in the air, his body did not move but his right hand had turned into sharp dragon claws, grabbing onto Calamity Luck Altar and preventing it from moving any further. This, Five Elements Grand Master was deeply shocked. Bull Demon was also in disbelief. He alone managed to stop Calamity Luck Altar so easily. Unbelievable. If I was not seeing this personally, I would never believe it. Crack. The dragon claws exerted strength as they dug into Calamity Luck Altar. Cracks started to form and spread around the dragon claws. Calamity Luck Altar started to shine in a piercing light. Immortal killer moves were used on Duke Long, who was in close proximity. Despite being bathed in explosions and impacts, Duke Long's body remained unmoved. Roar. An immense aura and chi burst out of his body. The chi gathered and formed into dragons that coiled around Calamity Luck Altar, squeezing it. What method is this? Duke Long had not used it in the Eastern Sea battle. Bull Demon squinted. He suddenly had a flash of inspiration, uttering, "There is no invincible immortal GU, only invincible GU immortal." Five Elements Grand Master was shocked once again. Dragon Chi killer move had unparalleled might. Five Elements Grand Master knew clearly that if he had to face the attack, he would not last long. Calamity Luck Altar was a rank 8 immortal GU house, but it was still suppressed by Duke Long single-handedly. Longevity Heaven's members could already see victory in the horizons. Heaven Overseeing Tower was right ahead, but Duke Long obstructed them, turning their hope of victory into an unattainable dream. Duke Long was just one person, but he was an obstacle that they could not get past. He is just rank 8, how can our difference be this immense? Lord Bing Sai Chuan, what do we do? Five Elements Grand Master was out of ideas. The difference in battle strength could not be made up for with courage. Five Elements Grand Master looked at Bing Sai Chuan, but he had already gone missing. Where did he go? At the next moment, Bing Sai Chuan appeared behind Duke Long. His Time Path killer move that had been prepared for a long time landed on Duke Long's head. Success. Bing Sai Chuan's pupils shrunk. Duke Long did not move, instead a vast wave of dragon chi shot out with a loud roar. The dragon mouth bit Bing Sai Chuan as it flew up, restraining him in the air. Bing Sai Chuan relied on his defenses to hold on while he used killer moves to try and get out of the dragon chi's restraint. But his actions were futile. The dragon chi was not indestructible, but its speed of recovery was just too fast. You are clearly injured. This is definitely not your usual battle strength. Bing Sai Chuan gritted his teeth. How can you possibly comprehend the profundity of my killer move, Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand? Duke Long looked at Bing Sai Chuan plainly as he placed his focus back on Calamity Luck Altar. Calamity Luck Altar was filled with cracks. It was surrounded by countless dragon-shaped chi that pressed down on it. A large number of GU worms continued to die. Calamity Luck Altar could not break free. If this went on, it would definitely be destroyed. Five Elements Grand Master gritted his teeth. Let me go out. I would rather die in combat by Duke Long's hands than die here without doing anything. Bull Demon was silent. Bing Sai Chuan suddenly snickered. I am not your match, but so what? I have my trump card. I respectfully request, Limitless, please turn around. What? This time, it was Duke Long's turn to be shocked. Chapter 1714. Limitless takes action. A million years ago. Olden Antiquity era. Limitless Demon Venerable attacked Heavenly Court and moved unhindered. Even though Heavenly Court's GU Immortals tried to stop him, they were powerless. Limitless Demon Venerable moved at a casual speed, but none of Heavenly Court's GU Immortals could match him. They suffered huge losses and deaths. Central Heaven Gate broke into shrapnel. Name Plaque Palace did not even have the time to fly away. In front of Limitless Demon Venerable, Sun Palace and 5 Deity Hall were thin as paper. They were simply like a joke. Eventually, when Limitless Demon Venerable arrived before the Central Great Hall, Heavenly Court shook. Star constellations will descended and activated Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's arrangement, 9 consecutive unceasing formation. Limitless Demon Venerable landed in the formation and only managed to escape after destroying 100 formations. Below Heaven Overseeing Tower, Limitless Demon Venerable looked at Star Constellation's will. Star Constellation, we are both venerables. You spent so much effort to try and restrict me. Even though I hate you, I also admire you. Right now, you are dead while I am alive. no matter how many methods you left behind, so what? You want to stop a living GU Venerable? That is impossible. Rank 9 Venerables are invincible in this world, only other Venerables can deal with them. Star Constellations will smiled bitterly. She opened a path to heaven overseeing tower. Of course I understand what you are saying. But how can I give up without even trying? Please enter. Limitless Demon Venerable raised his eyebrows. Not stopping me anymore. Star Constellations will said expressionlessly, since I cannot stop you, what's the point? Limitless, since you want to destroy Fate GU, I will accompany you to see it. Limitless Demon Venerable was stunned for a moment, a slight smile appeared on his flawless face. Interesting, he said softly as he walked up heaven overseeing tower alongside Star Constellations will. When they arrived at the top, they saw Fate GU. Not long after, Limitless Demon Venerable left the tower, walking out. The Heavenly Court GU Immortals who were deeply injured became greatly surprised, because Limitless Demon Venerable did not destroy Fate GU. It was still in perfect condition at the top of heaven overseeing tower. Nobody knew what happened inside the tower, or what Star Constellations will and Limitless Demon Venerable talked about. In the end, Limitless Demon Venerable still had a cold expression, but a slight anger could be felt from his gaze. He looked around. Wherever his gaze landed, Heavenly Court's GU Immortals felt a deep chill, their morale fell to rock bottom. Finally, Limitless Demon Venerable looked at Star Constellations will. HMPH, Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable and Star Constellation Immortal Venerable, you two definitely left many more methods in your lifetimes, are you looking down on me? Use them all, I want to see them myself. Star Constellation sighed bitterly, but Limitless Demon Venerable was bent on fighting, she could only entertain him. Thus, a bloody battle continued. Heavenly Court's GU Immortals were sacrificed in Limitless Demon Venerable's hands, countless died. Wherever Limitless Demon Venerable went, pool of blood and corpses appeared. Star Constellations will followed behind him, watching calmly as he slaughtered endlessly. After a while, the water of Forgotten Tao Lake became blood-red in color. Limitless Demon Venerable squinted, the feeling of joy from slaughtering emerged in his heart. At this moment, he looked at the lake's ripples as he asked, what lake is this? Forgotten Tao Lake. Forgotten Tao Lake. The lake suits the name, it is a good lake. It is too much of a pity if I destroy it. Limitless Demon Venerable suddenly became energetic. Forgotten Tao, but who can really forget their Tao? After some silence, Star Constellations will said, since you already came to Heavenly Court, why don't you take a look around? Limitless Demon Venerable looked at Star Constellations will with deep meaning, aren't you afraid that I will destroy Heavenly Court? Star Constellations will was very calm, you cannot destroy Heavenly Court. Not only will Master's Supreme Methods activate when Heavenly Court faces a fatal crisis, even if you succeed in destroying Heavenly Court, can you destroy Fate GU? Saying so, Star Constellations will showed a solemn expression, and most importantly, the true Heavenly Court is not here, it is within our hearts. Even if Heavenly Court is destroyed, a new generation will rebuild it. Limitless, you can't live forever, right? Limitless Demon Venerable stood silently on the spot, staring at Star Constellations will as his gaze became icy cold. Star Constellations will looked straight at him with a calm expression. A long while later, Limitless Demon Venerable nodded. As expected of Star Constellation, you are absolutely right. Star Constellations will felt no surprise. Let's continue the tour. Limitless Demon Venerable went up Star Zone Mountain. He saw a pavilion at the peak. It was naturally an immortal GU house. Limitless Demon Venerable stepped into the pavilion, looking down at the whole of Heavenly Court. Other than the bloody road that he created through his slaughter until now, the other areas were still grand and elegant. Limitless Demon Venerable breathed in deeply. He was revitalized. This is a good pavilion. What is its name? Imperfection Regret Pavilion. Star Constellations will answered. Limitless Demon Venerable's eyes shined. This rank 8 immortal GU house had no secret in front of him. He could understand the profundity and structure of the construct at first glance. He nodded. Imperfection Regret Pavilion, it is a good name, it is quite appropriate. Regret, I could not accomplish my goal in this trip, it is truly a great regret. But whose life can be perfect without imperfection or regrets? He seemed to be asking Star Constellations will, but he also looked like he was mumbling to himself, his tone was quite complex. Star Constellations will was silent. Limitless Demon Venerable suddenly laughed as his expression vanished, he became cold and aloof again. He clapped. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable, these are truly impressive arrangements. However, my interest is piqued again. Star Constellations will had a change of expression. Star constellation Immortal Venerable's arrangement was not just the 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation. In truth, Forgotten Tao Lake and Imperfection Regret Pavilion were also part of her meticulous setup. Comment. Limitless Demon Venerable was invincible in the world, he could not be blocked. The only way to preserve Heavenly Court was by eliminating his killing intent and fighting spirit. In this aspect, Wisdom Path GU Immortals were the most proficient. Even though Limitless Demon Venerable was affected by Star Constellation Immortal Venerable, his fighting spirit only fell for a moment before it returned. Limitless Demon Venerable did not attack again. He looked at Star Constellation's will. I was born in the wrong era, it is a pity that I cannot be part of the great era a million years later. Star Constellation, the same applies for you. In that case, I have a suggestion. Please go ahead. Why don't we play a game of chess in this pavilion? Chess. Star Constellation's will was stunned. Sure, both of us need this chessboard after all. For the next few days, Limitless Demon Venerable stayed inside Imperfection Regret Pavilion as he played chess with Star Constellation's will. When Limitless Demon Venerable left, Star Constellation's will also vanished within the pavilion. Imperfection Regret Pavilion thus became a forbidden area of Heavenly Court. During normal times, Imperfection Regret Pavilion would have no commotion. But at times, Heavenly Court's GU Immortals would be able to see two vague figures inside the pavilion. Regardless of what angle they were at, they could only see the sides of these two people. One was male and the other was female. They resembled Star Constellation Immortal Venerable and Limitless Demon Venerable. But any Heavenly Court GU Immortal who saw this sight would usually die days later. The lucky few who survived would feel an absurd increase in their strength. Years later, Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable went to Imperfection Regret Pavilion and wanted to get rid of this threat, but in the end, he shook his head as he left Star Zone Mountain. Many years passed again. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable was invited to tour Heavenly Court. He saw Embroidered Tower. He saw the 3 pieces of bloody skins left by Reckless Savage Demon Venerable. He entered Heaven Overseeing Tower and saw Fate GU. Finally, he came here but did not ascend the mountain. He only took a look at Imperfection Regret Pavilion before he left. Comment. These records flashed by Duke Long's mind in an instant. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable is very crafty. He must have noticed something back then. Why is Bing Sai Chuan able to mobilize the power that Limitless Demon Venerable left behind? Duke Long thought about it rapidly. He wanted to stop Bing Sai Chuan but he had no method to do so. He acutely sensed that a profound aura had emerged from Bing Sai Chuan's body before it vanished without a trace. Far away, at the peak of Star Zone Mountain, 2 shadows that were playing chess appeared on the empty Imperfection Regret Pavilion, along with their chessboard. Even though only their sides could be seen, it was still possible to see that the female had unparalleled beauty, while the male had a cold expression. It was the scene of 2 venerables plotting against each other. Ripples appeared in the air. The still image of the 2 venerables started to turn bright. Star Constellation had a complex gaze, raising her head to look at Limitless. The person you are waiting for is here. Limitless Demon Venerable shook his head, sighing. He is not here yet, but there is someone from my homeland who has inherited one of my true inheritances. I have to help him. Saying so, he lifted a chess piece from the board and flicked it. In the entire process, Limitless Demon Venerable did not even take a look at the battlefield, much less turn around. The chess piece flew out of Imperfection Regret Pavilion as the image of the 2 venerables faded away. Only an empty Imperfection Regret Pavilion was left. The chess piece flew at a shocking speed. It landed on Duke Long almost instantly. Duke Long's body shook intensely, shock expressed all over his face. Plop. At the next moment, Duke Long fell from the air, crashing on the ground. The power of the chess piece materialized as illusory silver-white chains, tying him up and stabbing into his phantom aperture, sealing all of his GU worms. Duke Long's eyes were wide opened. He could breathe normally but could not move an inch. He found that even though his strength was still around, whenever he tried to break free, the chains would emit similar strength that cancelled out all of his effort. This was a rank 9 immortal killer move. Duke Long was forcefully restrained. The dragon chi he created also dispersed. Calamity Luck Altar and Bing Sai Chuan regained their freedom. Bing Sai Chuan shouted loudly as he charged at Duke Long, but the strongest killer move that he used was easily blocked by the silvery chains the moment it reached Duke Long. Duke Long was unharmed. Bing Sai Chuan's heart sank. This rank 9 killer move restricts Duke Long but also protects him. Because this is a battle between venerables, even though there is Limitless Demon Venerable's strength, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's will is also involved. Since he could not kill Duke Long, Bing Sai Chuan gave up that idea immediately. He jumped into Calamity Luck Altar, and at the next moment, Calamity Luck Altar moved and the central Great Hall was smashed to bits. Fairy Ziwei could only bring Old Man Zheng Yuan away as they escaped rapidly. Chapter 17:15 Heavenly Court Awakens. Fairy Ziwei's expression was grim. The central Great Hall was the control area of Heavenly Court's palaces. Now that it was destroyed, Fairy Ziwei's control fell drastically. She would need to expend a lot of time and effort to mobilize them now. But in intense battles like this, every breath of time was precious. The central Great Hall became a pile of rubbles. Ahead of Calamity Luck Altar was a tall tower. Heaven Overseeing Tower. Inside Calamity Luck Altar, Bing Sai Chuan had a heated gaze. Heaven Overseeing Tower was famous in the world. All GU immortals in the 5 regions knew about it. Right now, it was still and motionless. A refinement path immortal formation was shining in bright light, enveloping it. Fate GU is at the top of Heaven Overseeing Tower. It is being repaired using the refinement path formation. Bing Sai Chuan frowned. Heavenly Court's defenses were very tight. Heaven Overseeing Tower was actually the final line of defense. The Central Continent Refinement Path Convention was not over yet, but only the finals were left. Because countless GU masters failed in their GU refinement, there was already many success Dao marks inside Infallible Blessed Land. These Dao marks were taken by Heavenly Court. They used them to repair Fate GU, ensuring that nothing went wrong in the process. We cannot directly destroy this refinement path formation, otherwise, Fate GU's recovery might be ruined due to the backlash. It will return to its originally injured state. We need to go in and snatch it. Thinking of this, Bing Sai Chuan gave orders to 5 Elements Grandmaster and Bull Demon. Bull Demon acknowledged the order while 5 Elements Grandmaster became hesitant. Lord Bing Sai Chuan, there might be a slight problem. If we gain a good chance to snatch Fate GU but it has not been repaired fully yet, what do we do? This was a problem indeed. Heavenly Court had methods to restore Fate GU. They were relying on human path killer moves, the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention, and a vast number of failures to create the success Dao marks in Infallible Blessed Land that could be used to repair Fate GU. Longevity Heaven did not have such methods. Bing Sai Chuan looked at 5 Elements Grandmaster. At this point in time, there was no need for any concealment. He said the truth. We want Fate GU in such a state. It had been repaired by Heavenly Court for countless years. It is near complete recovery now. This is the Fate GU that we want. A fully repaired Fate GU cannot be used by anyone. Even Heavenly Court can only use it through Immortal GU House Heaven Overseeing Tower, to look at the fate of all lifeforms in this world. If anyone can truly control Fate GU, they will be able to decide the traces of fate. They will be able to manipulate the lives of all beings. It is a pity, even though the Venerables of past generations tried so, none of them have ever succeeded. 5 Elements Grandmaster was curious. In that case, what is the point of snatching an incomplete Fate GU? Bing Sai Chuan smiled lightly. We cannot control Fate GU. The reason that the past Venerables came up with was that the activation of Fate GU has a high requirement. Only heavens will can control it. But this does not mean that we cannot use Fate GU itself. Heavenly Court's Heaven Overseeing Tower is the best example. They are able to make use of Fate GU, even though it is a minor usage. Other than that, Heavenly Court has another method, that is to use Fate GU as an immortal material to refine it with a Luck Path Immortal GU and create Destiny GU. Destiny GU. 5 Elements Grandmaster's pupils shrunk. Bing Sai Chuan's smile widened. That is the reason why Heavenly Court invaded Northern Plains to try and snatch fortune-rivaling Heaven GU for themselves. So that's it, 5 Elements Grandmaster realized. Bing Sai Chuan continued. But they do not know that the so-called Destiny GU was first conceptualized by Ancestor Giant Sun. Heavenly Court wants to refine rank 10 Destiny GU in one go. They are too ambitious. We are different, we only want a rank 9 Destiny GU, thus, the Fate GU that we use does not need to be fully restored. As long as we have rank 9 Destiny GU, my Longevity Heaven will be able to contest Heavenly Court. In the following great era, we will dominate and replace Heavenly Court, we will reign over the 5 regions, we can even become the supreme rulers of all beings in this world. 5 Elements Grandmaster was tongue-tied. Longevity Heaven's ambition was shocking, but he was also in deep admiration towards Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's plan. So Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had already planned for Heavenly Court's invasion long ago. Longevity Heaven only used the arrangements today. Hearing Bing Sai Chuan's explanation and encouragement, 5 Elements Grandmaster hesitated no more. He went with Bull Demon as they flew out towards the refinement path formation. Heaven Overseeing Tower was at the center of the formation. They had to charge up to the top of Heaven Overseeing Tower to take away Fate GU. They've entered the formation. Old man Zheng Yuan watched from afar, he had a worried expression. Fairy Ziwei was not too worried. This refinement path formation was specially set up, it is not the refinement cauldron formation from earlier, not only is Yuan Chongdu inside, there are 2 other rank 8s helping with the GU refinement. Even though the refinement cauldron formation was effective in repairing Fate GU, because it was a copy of Langya Blessed Land's refinement cauldron, Heavenly Court stopped using it. After all, Longevity Heaven had already annexed Langya sect, they already had information of the Immortal GU House refinement cauldron. Inside the refinement path formation, Yuan Chongdu was the main person in charge, he had to concentrate and could not leave. The 2 Heavenly Court rank 8s helping him could temporarily stop their work and help protect Yuan Chongdu. Thoughts flickered in Fairy Ziwei's mind continuously. Since Longevity Heaven sent people to invade the formation, they must be trying to snatch Fate GU and not destroy it, that's why they are acting so cautiously. Only otherworldly demons can destroy Fate GU, while Fang Yuan is at Emperor City now, we still have time. Thinking of this, Fairy Ziwei did not join the battle, instead, she placed Old Man Zheng Yuan under protection. Old Man Zheng Yuan only had rank 7 cultivation level, he could not participate in the fight. But he had a crucial use, he was the key to using Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable's human path methods. After making sure Old Man Zheng Yuan was safe, Fairy Ziwei returned to the battlefield. Calamity Luck Altar was floating in the air, blocking the entrance to the refinement path formation. Within the formation space, Bull Demon and 5 Elements Grandmaster were already fighting against the 2 Heavenly Court rank 8s. With a cry, Fairy Ziwei had countless thoughts rain down like a meteor storm, crashing towards Calamity Luck Altar. This was an extraordinary immortal killer move, with the amplification of Star Constellation chessboard, even Calamity Luck Altar could not ignore it. Bing Sai Chuan healed his injuries while he controlled Calamity Luck Altar to resist Fairy Ziwei. Fairy Ziwei's Star Constellation chessboard was also a rank 8 Immortal GU house created by Star Constellation Immortal Venerable, while Calamity Luck Altar was created by Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. The fight between 2 Immortal GU houses was also akin to the fight between Giant Sun Immortal Venerable and Star Constellation Immortal Venerable. At once, the scene was intense. Both sides went all out with their abilities, rank 8 immortal killer moves had incredible power, but thankfully Heavenly Court was defended by past Venerable's methods, it was not destroyed. As the battle went on, Fairy Ziwei's breathing became heavier. Even though she controlled Star Constellation chessboard, it was tiny and could be held in one hand. Compared to it, Calamity Luck Altar was huge and blocked the formation entirely, it had an advantage. During this time, Fairy Ziwei also wanted to save Duke Long. But Duke Long was bound by silvery chains made by Limitless Demon Venerable's method. Once Fairy Ziwei got close, she felt a strong repulsion force. Any immortal killer move she used was also dispelled by the chains. Thankfully, this was a form of protection for Duke Long, even though he was in the battlefield, he was completely unharmed. Meanwhile, the palaces around him were turned into ruins, there were many crevices and pits all over the area. Damn it, damn it. Duke Long gritted his teeth. He continued to struggle but there was no effect. This is not going well. Fairy Ziwei had a heavy heart, she was engaged in a long fight, she could not help Yuan Chongdu who was inside the formation. Even though Longevity Heaven did not bring many GU immortals, all of them who came were rank 8 elites, they had their respective roles. At this rate, they might really be able to take Fate GU away. Right when Fairy Ziwei felt helpless against the situation, a corner of Heavenly Court shook intensely, auras started to grow from nowhere, rapidly expanding. That is the Immortal Graveyard. Fairy Ziwei was overjoyed. Heavenly Court's Immortal Graveyard had countless rank 8 experts. It was unfathomable, not even Fairy Ziwei knew how many rank 8s were sleeping there. At the critical moment, Heavenly Court finally expended its foundation, the slumbering GU immortals sensed it and awakened from their slumber. You dare attack my Heavenly Court, you are courting death. With an explosive voice, a muscular GU immortal with a bare head jumped up, his body flying into the sky as his cold gaze stared at Calamity Luck Altar. While he said that, his figure vanished on the spot. Such speed, Bing Sai Chuan was shocked. At the next moment, with a loud crash, Calamity Luck Altar fell like a toppling mountain, it was sent flying by a huge force. A huge black bear that was even larger than Calamity Luck Altar stood at where it was blocking earlier. Fairy Ziwei's eyes shined brightly. This is Senior Zhang Fei Shang, a transformation path great expert of Heavenly Court. He is most skilled in bear-type transformations, his strength can rival mountains, his power can move the earth. The juniors are too useless, outsiders actually managed to attack Heavenly Court so deeply, Central Great Hall was destroyed. A voice resounded again. Comment. An old GU Immortal appeared in the air. He had a pale face and thin body, he looked like he was sick. Right now, he sat on a wheelchair, his body seemed weak but his eyes shined with cold light, it made people feel fear and worry. Ah, Fairy Ziwei gasped. Lord Gu Lu Ru. Sigh, he is a time path great expert, if he had woken earlier to defend the River of Time, taking the place of Senior Li Huang, Fang Yuan would not have escaped. Calamity Luck Altar flew into the sky again, as Gu Lu Ru pointed his finger at it. The entire Rank 8 Immortal GU house started to move several times as slowly. Zhang Feixiang laughed loudly as he pounced, crashing into Calamity Luck Altar as he pressed down on it, suppressing it. Who woke me up? Sigh, I am so old, if I sleep any less, I will get more wrinkles, I will be ugly. Little sister, don't you agree? A beautiful figure appeared beside Fairy Ziwei all of a sudden. Fairy Ziwei was taken aback, she did not sense anything. Junior greets Senior Wan Zihong. Fairy Ziwei bowed respectfully. Don't call me senior, call me sister. Look, are there more wrinkles near my eyes now? This newly awakened female immortal got close to Fairy Ziwei as she asked with deep concern. Fairy Ziwei looked at the snow-white, beautiful and flawless face, she was speechless but her expression became very polite. There are no wrinkles, Wan sister, you are too worried. She was very cautious, because this female immortal Wan Zihong did not have an ordinary background. Most of Heavenly Court's members were chosen from Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects, but this Wan Zihong was once a great demon that wreaked havoc in Western Desert, she was absorbed by Heavenly Court to become one of its members. Zhang Feixiang, Gu Lu Ru, Wan Zihong one by one, Heavenly Court's GU Immortals woke up from the immortal graveyard. At once, the numbers on each side became tilted, the situation changed drastically. So many reinforcements at once. Are there more? Inside Calamity Luck Altar, Bing Sai Chuan laughed loudly. In this dangerous situation, he was still able to laugh. Fairy Ziwei had a bad feeling, since Longevity Heaven was attacking Heavenly Court, how could they not expect the situation in the immortal graveyard? Do you know why I bought Calamity Luck Altar? Because the killer move of a former demon Venerable is in it. At this moment, Bing Sai Chuan's gaze became deep and unfathomable. But what method gave him such confidence? Chapter 17-16. Number 1 Battle Strength among Legendary Immemorial Beasts. Hidden Dragon Cave Battlefield. The super immortal formation suppressing Di Zhangsheng was broken by Eastern Sea's rank 8s, it was half collapsed, only the central core area was still active. Old man Bei Feng was heavily injured, he could barely hold down the situation. His grandson Feng Chanzi was beside him, waiting for Heavenly Court's reinforcements to no avail. The despair on Feng Chanzi's face became increasingly deep. Outside the central area, Eastern Sea's rank 8s completely surrounded this formation. Hua Clan First Supreme Elder Hua Kai Yun let out an immemorial cloud beast, it continued to dwindle away at the formation's core. This is Heavenly Court's creation after all, even just the core of the formation can resist my cloud beast's corrosion. Hua Kai Yun sighed. Roar. At this time, a loud dragon roar could be heard from deep within the abyss, it was ground shaking. Sound waves reverberated, causing the entire earth trench to tremor, countless rocks started to fall off the earth trench's cliffs. Eastern Sea's rank 8s looked at the abyss below them worriedly, Shen Kong Sheng urged. The formation is half destroyed, it cannot suppress Di Zhangsheng anymore, to avoid problems, we need to act now. Di Zhangsheng was a very unique legendary immemorial desolate beast. Because it was created from the power of Central Continent's earth veins, it was born from endless hatred, anger, and grudges. Thus, it bore natural hatred and killing intent towards humans, and most importantly, unless its source was destroyed, it would never die. It had once caused great trouble to Heavenly Court, Eastern Sea's GU Immortals did not want to fight Di Zhangsheng for no reason. They wanted to take away Dragon Palace to regain their reputation, if Di Zhangsheng was released, it would continue to find trouble with Heavenly Court and Central Continent. It is ready, Song Chi Yuan nodded. Puff, he muttered lightly. Crack, with a loud sound resembling a mirror falling on the ground and shattering into countless pieces. The entire formation core area's light halo also shattered like a mirror, exposing Old Man Bei Feng and Feng Chanzi who were inside. No, Feng Chanzi was so scared he quickly screamed and moved back. Song Chi Yuan's killer move was very special, it created no commotion when used at first, only after a long period of nurturing would it catch people off guard and create an unexpected result. This broken mirror shard light was Song Qi-yuan's proud method. It was mostly used against stationary enemies like formations. The formation broke. Di Zhangsheng growled loudly. The sound waves created shook the entire earth trench. Quick, make use of the time. Eastern Sea's rank 8s attacked. I am going to die. Feng Chanzi fell backwards. He was so scared he shut his eyes, shivering with a distorted expression, awaiting his death. Old man Bei Feng sighed deeply. He could not fight anymore. The difference in strength was too big. He could only wait for his death. Don't kill him. Let me capture him alive. Shen Kongsheng suddenly said. Eastern Sea's GU Immortals halted their attacks. They were quite surprised. Did Shen Kongsheng have a method to capture a rank 8 GU Immortal alive? Everyone, take a good look. Shen Kongsheng smiled confidently. Go. The Eastern Sea Immortals saw that countless threads appeared around old man Bei Feng's body. He was wrapped up like a cocoon. This is a new killer move that I created recently. It is called Lingering Sound. Shen Kongsheng explained. Old man Bei Feng had a furious expression. He was already prepared for death, but these Eastern Sea GU Immortals actually wanted to capture him alive. It was a great humiliation. Eastern Sea's Immortals were quiet. It seemed like Shen Kongsheng could really capture rank 8 GU Immortals. Even though old man Bei Feng was defenseless at the moment, Shen Kongsheng's method was still quite threatening. Rank 8 GU Immortals had very deep foundations. It was evident from seeing Shen Kongsheng's method. Old man Bei Feng could not resist. As for Feng Chanzi, he was already shivering from fear. Eastern Sea's Immortals did not even bother with this cowardly rank 6 Immortal. Shen Kongsheng used his Immortal Killer move to its limit and captured old man Bei Feng. The value of a living rank 8 GU Immortal was much higher than a dead one. Forget about the rest, just the reputation gained from capturing a great expert of the same rank was enough for Shen Kongsheng and the entire Shen clan's reputation to soar in Eastern Sea. The other Immortals started to look for Immortal GU House Dragon Palace. They had come here together for this rank 8 Immortal GU House. Soon, Zhang Yin found something. Over there, he pointed with an excited expression, before using an investigative Immortal Killer move. After using the killer move, an Immortal GU house appeared. It floated above everyone's head. It was several tens of meters on top of old man Bei Feng. The Eastern Sea Immortals were overjoyed. What else but Dragon Palace could this be? Other than Shen Kongsheng, the other Eastern Sea Immortals quickly gathered with an excited expression. Shen Kongsheng concentrated on dealing with old man Bei Feng. He felt no anxiety. Before coming here, the Eastern Sea Immortals had already set an alliance agreement. It had quite the binding force. The rule was, if Eastern Sea's Immortals obtained Dragon Palace, everyone would get a share. As for the share, it would depend on how much effort they put in. Since Dragon Palace appeared, Song Qi-yuan and the rest started to try and capture it. But after using several killer moves, Dragon Palace only shook. It did not acknowledge a new owner. This Immortal GU house is really extraordinary. Dragon Palace's fierce resistance made the Eastern Sea Immortals even more excited. Their desire for Dragon Palace rose even more. Gradually, while trying to capture it, they realized a huge secret. So that's it. Heavenly Court placed Immortal GU House Dragon Palace here to try and tame Di Zhangsheng. Even though Di Zhangsheng was born from the earth vein and negative emotions, it is still considered a dragon. It is countered by Dragon Palace, thus there is a possibility of subduing it. Duke Long has a good plan indeed. Now that the 5 regions' earth veins are becoming one, and Di Zhangsheng's power comes from the earth vein, once they combine, Di Zhangsheng's power will rise by at least 5 times. Don't forget, when the earth veins become one and the 5 regional walls vanish, the world would be in chaos and conflict. By then, there will be a great amount of fear, hatred, jealousy, and other emotions. With that, Di Zhangsheng's strength will rise again. Eastern Sea's Immortals conversed as some gasped. At this rate, among the legendary immemorial desolate beasts, Di Zhangsheng might become the number 1 among them. It already had peak rank 8 battle strength to begin with. After the boost, it might even be able to reach pseudo-immortal Venerable. No wonder Duke Long paid a huge price to obtain Dragon Palace. He wanted to subdue a pseudo-immortal Venerable battle strength to suppress the situation. Thankfully we came to stop Heavenly Court's plan, otherwise, we will have trouble during the 5 regions' chaotic war. Eastern Sea's Immortals were very glad. No wonder we could only hear dragon roars even though the formation broke. Di Zhangsheng has not escaped yet. Right now, Dragon Palace is suppressing Di Zhangsheng. We need to wait a bit more. That's right, after Dragon Palace subdues Di Zhangsheng, not only would we gain a rank 8 Immortal GU house, we will also gain an existence with great battle strength. If Heavenly Court finds out, they would probably puke blood. Ha ha ha, truly fantastic, fantastic. Emperor City Battlefield. Immortal Killer Move, Great Thief Ghost Hand. Fang Yuan activated it in succession. Heavenly Court's Immortal GU houses avoided them wherever the ghost hands went. Great Thief Ghost Hand could steal GU worms. Fang Yuan could use this killer move to steal rank 8 Immortal GU, even if they were hiding inside the grotto heavens of GU Immortals. The essence of Immortal GU houses was the combination of GU worms to create a stable form. It could be seen as a combination of many killer moves, or a mobile immortal formation. Be it Immortal Killer Move, Immortal GU House, or Immortal Formation, they were all ways to use GU worms. Even though they appear different, the essence was the same. Great Thief Ghost Hand could even steal GU worms inside Immortal Apertures, not to mention Immortal GU houses, which were essentially mobile immortal formations that exposed their GU worms on the outside. Undeniably, Great Thief Ghost Hand countered Immortal GU houses. Fang Yuan relied on Great Thief Ghost Hand to attack, managing to steal many GU worms. He had targeted Immortal GU houses before, but that was Great Space Temple, which had a method that resisted Great Thief Ghost Hand. In truth, most Immortal GU houses did not have a way to counter Fang Yuan's Great Thief Ghost Hand. The Immortal GU house defense line that Heavenly Court meticulously created became a huge mess because of Fang Yuan's interference and influence. Scoundrel Fang Yuan, accept your death. At the critical moment, Li Huang shouted as he pounced at Fang Yuan with Verdant Sun Flame Cloak on him. Heavenly Court's Immortal GU houses could not deal with Fang Yuan, but their GU Immortals could. It was much harder for Great Thief Ghost Hand to steal Immortal GU from Immortal Apertures than Immortal GU houses. Especially when Li Huang had Verdant Sun Flame Cloak, it could defend against Fang Yuan's Great Thief Ghost Hand. Fang Yuan saw that Li Huang had approached him. He advanced instead of retreating. Li Huang, you finally showed up at long last, I've been waiting for you. At the next moment, Fang Yuan turned into the immemorial Year Monkey and spitted. Instantly, Spring Scissors Killer Move flew out, tearing through space as it targeted Li Huang. Next, Fang Yuan breathed in deeply as the monkey grabbed empty space with both hands, pulling out a huge fan out of nowhere. It was Immortal Killer Move, Summer Fan. Snip. What? Li Huang had a shocked gaze as the cloak on his back became torn, its defense was greatly lowered. Fan. Whoosh. Intense winds blew, the world changed colors. Li Huang was hit as he flew far away due to the wind. How did his strength rise so drastically? Li Huang looked at the tiny spark left on his Verdant Sun Flame Cloak as he showed an ugly expression. Because when he got attacked earlier, he saw that the situation was bad and activated Verdant Sun Flame Cloak once again. This Fire Path defensive killer move had a great attribute, it could be used consecutively and stacked. The weakness was that the expended immortal essence would be twice as high. Chapter 1717, Call of the Ancient. Li Huang, don't tell me this is your full strength. Fang Yuan roared, his body moved like a flash, rampaging in the battlefield, chasing after Li Huang. Li Huang retreated as he activated Verdant Sun Flame Cloak again and again. Spring Scissors continued to fly around him, cutting up all of the flame cloaks on his back. Fang Yuan's eyes flashed with sharp light, the Immortal Killer Move's aura surged for an instant. Damn it! Li Huang sensed something and became alert, he quickly changed directions. Fang Yuan's Time Path Killer Move did not hit Li Huang, his battle experience was too rich. Lord Li Huang, let us help you. At this moment, wind-sweeping building came to reinforce him. It was surrounded by a wall of wind, it could resist Great Thief Ghost Hand to some extent. Fang Yuan snickered with disdain, get lost. Immortal Killer Move, Summer Fan. Tornadoes swept all over the place, wind-sweeping building was forced to a halt. There was no choice, Summer Fan's wind was just an appearance, the true essence was Time Path's power. Wind-sweeping building was a Wind Path Immortal GU house, it was not good against such Time Path killer moves. Li Huang could only continue to escape. Fang Yuan's strength had risen absurdly, it was shocking to everyone. Inside Emperor City, the GU Masters continued with the final competition. The GU Immortals guarding Emperor City had already isolated all of the noise outside, these GU Masters could concentrate on refining GU. To think that even Lord Li Huang is not this demon Fang Yuan's match. This demon is too impressive, he had obtained many venerable inheritances, his demonic might is truly terrifying. But don't worry, even though Emperor City is a mortal GU house, it contains human path methods, at the crucial moment, immortal killer moves will protect us all. The GU Immortals encouraged each other and raised their morale. Emperor City was the #1 city of humanity, it used a vast number of mortal GU to build. Even though the city had relocated a dozen times and was no longer at its original spot, it had an immensely long history. It could be traced back to the era where humanity rose. This was the first emperor city built as a result of primordial origin Immortal Venerable's decision. Fang Yuan, don't be too arrogant, face me instead. Rank 8 GU Immortal Qingyi saw that the situation was bad, he had to enter the battle. Li Huang saw the chance and did not escape, he fought alongside Qingyi. Fang Yuan shouted loudly, he disregarded the immortal essence expenditure and activated killer moves targeting Emperor City. Li Huang and Qingyi blocked Fang Yuan from the front, but after his barrage of attacks, they were forced to move back. This sight made the Western Desert GU Immortals go into a daze. Fang Yuan is so ferocious. No wonder he could oppose Heavenly Court for so many years and still remain unharmed. We will detour around him, try not to provoke this person. That's right, we will focus on destroying Emperor City. Infallible Blessed Land Battlefield, farewell friend Wind, this is actually farewell friend Wind. Seeing Wu Yong's move succeed against Chen Yi, the Central Continent GU Immortals defending the Immortal Formation felt deep fear within them. This farewell friend Wind had an incredible origin, it was created by a peculiar genius. This peculiar genius was named Taoist Blackheart. He cultivated wind path but gained a lot of insight from reading less than the legends of Ren Zhu greater than during his later years. After nearly 10 years of closed cultivation, he created Farewell Friend Wind Killer Move. This was a wind path method that had the profundities of human path, its power was extraordinary. After creating this move, Taoist Blackheart started to make friends all over the place, he often sacrificed his own gains for his friends. Initially, the 5 regions GU Immortals did not know the reason, they were very friendly towards Taoist Blackheart who often gave them expensive gifts. Even those who did not want to befriend Taoist Blackheart were unwilling to antagonize him, they pretended to be friendly with him. But it was all Taoist Blackheart's scheme. Any killer move had a process of sensing the target. Like Fang Yuan's lead soul into dream killer move, it needed to sense the enemy's soul. Otherwise, this killer move could not be used. Even if many GU Immortals cannot unravel immortal killer moves, they can target this process and defend themselves. But Farewell Friend Wind was special. It could only sense friends and target them. The friend here did not refer to just true friends, even fake friends or superficial friends with ill intentions were detectable. Using this move, Taoist Blackheart became renowned in the 5 regions, he was extremely famous and nobody dared to provoke him. Afterwards, when many people got attacked by it, through the deductions of Wisdom Path GU Immortals, the truth behind Farewell Friend Wind was finally exposed. Many GU Immortals who learned of Farewell Friend Wind's secret scolded Taoist Blackheart for his vicious heart. Countless people who once called Taoist Blackheart their friend started to shudder in fear and unease. In this world, there were no invincible killer moves. Soon, one of Farewell Friend Wind's weaknesses was exposed. To activate it, the user had to directly touch the body of the target GU Immortal. Even though Farewell Friend Wind was strong, with these 2 problems, it became easier to deal with. Even though Taoist Blackheart became very famous and renowned, he became extremely lonely in his final years, everyone avoided him like the plague. Towards the end of his life, he was all alone, it was a bitter ending. Wu Yong's possession of Farewell Friend Wind shocked all of the immortals here. But regardless, Wu Yong succeeded and Chen Yi was hit. He was going to die. Everyone realized this. Bai Kang Shui shrieked as she charged at Wu Yong. Wu Yong's body flickered as he vanished on the spot. Bai Kang Shui grabbed onto Chen Yi, even though he was no longer floating, he could not move, even his eyebrows and skin started to erode. Wu Yong appeared before the Southern Border Immortals again. This time, the Southern Alliance Immortals looked at him with a complex gaze, there were wariness, fear, and respect all in their eyes. Wu Yong possesses Farewell Friend Wind Killer move, it is equivalent to Fang Yuan's Reverse Flow Protection Seal. This is a trump card that can change the situation around once it is used. Since when did Wu Yong become friends with Chen Yi? How hard can it be? When doing business in Treasure Yellow Heaven, wouldn't everyone call each other friends anyway? Compared to that, I am more worried about Wu Yong's schemes. Wu Yong still stood in front of the Southern Alliance Immortals, he looked at Chen Yi who was far away, praising, as expected of Heavenly Court's GU Immortal, the former First Supreme Elder of Heavenly Lotus Sect. Your defense is incredible, this is the first time I've seen anyone disintegrate so slowly from my Farewell Friend Wind. He seemed to be praising the enemy but he was also flaunting his own battle strength. The Southern Alliance GU Immortals quickly responded. That's right, there had never been anyone who survived a hit from Farewell Friend Wind. Chen Yi is dead meat. With Lord Wuyong around, Heavenly Court's GU Immortals are just a disoriented bunch after all. Heavenly Court Battlefield. Inside the GU Refinement Formation. 2 huge battles were underway. Spear, Heavenly Court's rank 8 Che Wei shouted. Immediately, a gigantic black spear that was the size of an ancient tree shot towards 5 Elements Grandmaster. Arrow, Che Wei shouted again. Swoosh swoosh swoosh. Countless arrows appeared out of nowhere, they rained down and enveloped 5 Elements Grandmaster. But 5 Elements Grandmaster remained standing, even though he was attacked endlessly, he still had the time to talk. Impressive, Che Wei, you are about to create a new path, these killer moves are very interesting. But it is useless, you cannot break the protection of my 5 Elements ring. Blade, Che Wei ignored 5 Elements Grandmaster, he held a large blade and charged up to fight 5 Elements Grandmaster in close combat. At the same time, at another battle, Bull Demon took the initiative to attack while Heavenly Court's GU Immortal Kong Yan defended himself. Bull Demon's attacks were ferocious, each movement created layers of phantom shadows. These shadows were able to attack, and by cooperating with Bull Demon, he could often unleash terrifying attacks that were unexpected. Each time Kong Yan was hit, his body would vibrate. He cultivated Rule Path, there were countless blue lines on his skin, resembling tattoos. These lines were either thin or thick, some crisscrossed and formed a web that protected Kong Yan tightly. It seems that they can't get past for the time being. Yuan Chengdu was still refining GU, his heart eased slightly. Longevity Heaven's duo chose close combat, they are purposely restraining their attacks because they fear that they might destroy the refinement path formation and cause my efforts to be in vain. It seems that they want to snatch Fate GU, they have a certain requirement towards Fate Gu's recovery. Yuan Chengdu was made a member of Heavenly Court, he was naturally very shrewd, he quickly analyzed Longevity Heaven's intention. Calm down, I must calm down, otherwise, if I make any human mistakes, even the success Dao marks cannot help me. Persevere, GU Immortals are awakening in the Immortal Graveyard, our battle strength will continue to rise, Longevity Heaven will be forced to despair. Yuan Chengdu was thinking about that when suddenly, Bing Sai Chuan smiled coldly, do you know why I bought Calamity Luck Altar? Because the killer move of a former demon Venerable is in it. As he said that, Heavenly Court's GU Immortals were already attacking Calamity Luck Altar together. But soon, a golden light burst out of Calamity Luck Altar. Next, the sound of waves emerged around the entire battlefield. The phantom image of a segment of the Grand River of Time appeared above Calamity Luck Altar. Comment. Next, the Immortal Killer move activated as figures walked out of the River of Time. The first person to emerge saw that Calamity Luck Altar was suppressed by a huge bear. He roared in anger, your bear guts are huge, eat my exploding lightning. Boom, the giant bear that Zhang Fei Shang transformed into was forced back by 5 to 6 steps, his face had suffered the impact of the explosion, his injuries were deep, blood was all over his face. Who are you? Report your name. A Heavenly Court GU Immortal attacked the person. The person laughed maniacally, you do not even know me, Nuer Bao Shang. Then let me show you my exploding lightning killer move, I will blow you to bits, remember my name. Boom boom boom, the savage power exploded continuously, Heavenly Court's GU Immortals were like kites with their strings cut, they flew out uncontrollably. Before they landed on the ground, they had already lost consciousness, it was unknown if they were still alive. To think that I can use this move to come to the future and participate in a huge battle, I am truly fortunate. The second Northern Plains GU Immortal who walked out of the Phantom River of Time smiled. He pointed his finger at Calamity Luck Altar, dispelling the Time Path killer move that was used on it as it regained its speed. You broke my killer move. Who are you? GU Lu Ru who used the killer move had a dark gaze. The Northern Plains GU Immortal smiled as he looked at GU Lu Ru, what a coincidence, we both cultivate Time Path, let us fight. As for my name, it is quite common, I am called He Fan. Next, the third person walked out of the Phantom River of Time after He Fan. Wow, what a huge battle, oh my heaven, I better hide somewhere. The third Northern Plains GU Immortal had a delicate white face, he had a crafty look. Saying so, he vanished. One by one, Northern Plains GU Immortals walked out and joined the battlefield. Fairy Ziwei's heart pounded. Nuer Bao Shang, He Fan, and that Lu who vanished, they are all rank 8 experts of the Northern Plains Huang Jin tribes. What killer move is this? It can actually bring these people out of the past segment of the River of Time and into battle. This killer move was simply too unbelievable, Fairy Ziwei felt like she was dreaming. Fairy Ziwei was confused, but Duke Long was not. Seeing this, Duke Long's expression froze as his memories surfaced once more. As the dust clouds settled, Red Lotus spit out blood from his severe injuries, while Duke Long remained standing. Red Lotus, are you still not attacking? Even though you have future self, after rebirth you only have rank 8 cultivation level. Your current future self is also at rank 8, you are still some distance away from regaining your immortal venerable battle strength. Duke Long had a cold expression, his eyes were spewing fire from rage, burning Red Lotus's heart. That's right, my future self-killer move has some flaws, but even without flaws, how can I attack you, Master? Red Lotus smiled bitterly. So that is the reason why you have been avoiding me since the start of the battle instead of attacking me? Duke Long scoffed. Red Lotus, if you truly respect me as your master, you should stop fooling around. Accept the arrangement of fate and become a GU Venerable again, we can forget everything and start anew. Master, I understand your intention, but you do not understand mine. Red Lotus sighed. Duke Long was even more furious now. Since you do not want to attack me, and yet you want to continue with this, are you forcing me to kill you? Of course not. Red Lotus shook his head, a faint smile appearing on his flawless face. Master, after taking hits for such a long time, my killer move is finally ready, please critique it. Saying so, the phantom image of the River of Time appeared behind him as GU Immortals walked out one by one. Duke Long's expression changed. What killer move is this? I created a pair of killer moves, they are known as, Call of the Ancient, Support of the Future. This move can summon GU Immortals closely related to the user from the River of Time to come forward in battle. I am using the latter move, Support of the Future, now. Red Lotus smiled lightly. Duke Long's expression was grim, he was shivering from anger. Your action is defying heaven and earth, you are actually using the River of Time to interfere with the flow of history, your demonic nature is too deeply rooted. What about the first move? Go ahead and use it. No, Master, the first move, Call of the Ancient, will appear before you in the future at a certain timing. Red Lotus smiled as he said. Chapter 17-18, Heavenly Court's Chaotic Battle. Heavenly Court Battlefield, figures danced in the sky or fought on the ground. Intense explosions continued to resound, sparks were flying, bright lights were flashing. Northern Plains GU Immortal experts fought against Heavenly Court's members. Boom! In an instant, a loud explosion occurred as the black bear that was large as a mountain lost its right shoulder, a huge piece of flesh went missing, even its shoulder bone was shattered. The black bear had a painful expression as it shut its eyes, it had fainted from the explosion. Rumble. Next, its body fell like a mountain, in the end, a huge pit was formed on the ground. Above it, a Northern Plains GU Immortal was laughing in the sky. The killer move Twilight Lightning that I, New Bao Shang, possess is not so easy to deal with. Even if your transformation path grants you strong defenses, I have already killed so many transformation path GU Immortals in my life, ahahaha. He cultivated lightning path solely, he was once a brutal slaughterer that roamed Northern Plains GU Immortal world unhindered. When he was the first supreme elder of New tribe, it became the #1 force of Northern Plains without doubt. But New Bao Shang's laughter came to a stop as a delightful female voice resounded. Shameless words, I also cultivate transformation path on the side, come and kill me. Which stupid, New Bao Shang had just turned around and spoke when he saw a bright red light flash before him. Before he reacted, he heard a loud explosion as flames scattered everywhere, dust clouds rose. He fell from the sky, his body was still burning with blazing flames. The time is now, save Zhang Fei Shang. Ji Lu Ru who was sitting in a wheelchair shouted as he pointed. Instantly, the black bear that Zhang Fei Shang had transformed into flickered with a shining light, his life was preserved. HMPH, I like to kill people, not save them. A shadow tore through the sky, rushing down and approaching Zhang Fei Shang. It was Wan Zihong. She was extremely beautiful and enchanting, she cultivated wood path and was originally a demonic path GU Immortal, she had a deep killing nature but was recruited by Heavenly Court. This Zhang Fei Shang is quite impressive, even though he fainted, his transformation did not vanish. Wan Zihong had a look of alertness as she charged into Zhang Fei Shang's right shoulder wound without stopping. The moment she went in, Wan Zihong scattered into pink petals that landed on the bloody wound. The flower petals had a dense fragrant smell, flowers started to grow on the bloody wound. The petals of the flowers fell again on the surrounding flesh, more and more flowers grew as a sea of flowers was formed. Zhang Fei Shang's flesh and blood was quickly replenished, he was healing at an observable pace. HMPH. In the sky, New Bao Shang had a grim expression. Even though he had strong lightning path killer moves, Heavenly Court's GU Immortals were not weak either. Wan Zihong's healing method actually got rid of the lightning path Dao marks that he landed on Zhang Feixiang. He was healing rapidly and effectively. It was as if Wan Zihong's wood path Dao marks and Zhang Feixiang's transformation path Dao marks did not conflict with each other. Nu Baoshang only took one glance, but his enemy made use of that timing to find a weakness. A flash of red light appeared as Nu Baoshang got hit again. His body was covered in flames. Seeing this, Nu Baoshang gave up on chasing after Zhang Feixiang. He shook off the flames and looked at his enemy. Who are you? As a Heavenly Court member, are you going to hide your appearance and act so shady? The red light that was flying in the sky laughed loudly as it flickered left and right without stopping. Nu Baoshang could only watch without having a chance to land an attack. It should be Senior Zhu Ke'er. She cultivates fire path and transformation path. Her battle style counters Nu Baoshang. Seeing this, Fairy Ziwei expressed joy on her face. As time passed, more and more GU Immortals woke up from the Immortal Graveyard. Zhu Ke'er was one of them. But Longevity Heaven's Time Path Killer move is too powerful, it is still summoning more people. Fairy Ziwei looked towards Calamity Luck Altar and the Phantom River of Time as her heart shook with worry. This is likely Red Lotus Demon Venerable's killer move. Lord Duke Long might know something. Fairy Ziwei had been searching for a chance. She wanted to enter the battlefield and save Duke Long. But Duke Long's position was not good. He was quite near Calamity Luck Altar. Below the Phantom River of Time, there were Northern Plains GU Immortals moving about constantly. If Fairy Ziwei charged in to save him, the risks would be huge, and she had her own job to do. Earlier, both Venerables appeared in Imperfection Regret Pavilion. Even though Duke Long was hit by the rank 9 killer move and got restricted, his life is not in danger. I have an important mission. I need to provide Immortal GU to the newly awakened GU Immortals. I also need to protect Old Man Zheng Yuan. He is one of the most important elements of this battle. Fairy Ziwei squinted. She stayed at the back and did not move out. Duke Long had instructed her earlier before he left. She had to take charge of the situation. Clang! A golden light suddenly flickered before Fairy Ziwei's eyes. When the light faded, a Northern Plains GU Immortal was seen. He had dark skin tone and sharp eyes, constantly emitting a brave aura. He was an expert of Yi Lui tribe, Yi Lui Ko. He cultivated Metal Path and was a great expert part of the second batch who left the River of Time. When Yi Lui Ko was a youngster, he stood out with his ferocious nature and sharp foresight. He could often see the most important elements of a battle. During the Imperial Court contest, he often fought alone, charging towards an army single-handedly, killing the enemy's leader under everyone's watchful gaze. He was unstoppable. After becoming a GU Immortal, he plundered many places and targeted the enemy's weakness. As a Righteous Path GU Immortal, he had a terrible reputation on par with Demonic Path members. But his reputation changed after reaching rank 8. By that point, everyone in Northern Plains GU Immortal world feared him. All of the accusations and grudges towards him turned into superficial reverence and slander in secret. Fairy Ziwei's heart jumped. Facing Yi Lui Ko's gaze, she felt like a rabbit sprinting in the plains, while being targeted by a hawk. She quickly retreated, her body vanishing among the palaces. This damned Qi Wall. Yi Lui Ko had an irritated expression. He had a keen sense towards any battle. He could detect the enemy's weakness and target it with great precision. This was a talent that he was born with. But his plan was ruined by Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable's Qi Wall killer move that was left in Heavenly Court. This Qi Wall killer move could discern enemy and ally. It did not obstruct Heavenly Court's members. But against Longevity Heaven's side, it was a huge problem. Northern Plains GU Immortals could only move around the road that Limitless Demon Venerable created to fight against Heavenly Court. Precisely so, the fight between rank 8s was fixed at a certain area. Heavenly Court had many important places like the Demon Judgment Board or the Immortal Graveyard, but these places were protected by the Qi Wall. Northern Plains GU Immortals could not go there. But in the battlefield, Northern Plains GU Immortals had the obvious upper hand. Heavenly Court's GU Immortals needed to rely on the Qi Wall to retreat at times, allowing them to continue this battle. Our GU Immortals had just woken up. They lacked compatible GU worms. Mortal GU are still fine, but they are lacking many Immortal GU. This prevents their battle strength from being displayed. Fairy Ziwei was very worried. Heavenly Court's GU Immortals gave all their Immortal GU to Heavenly Court while they slept in the Immortal Graveyard. On one hand, resources had to be optimized, while Heavenly Court also needed to feed the Immortal GU. These Immortal GU were mostly used to construct Immortal GU houses. They created the countless pavilions and palaces in Heavenly Court. A small portion was handed out to certain people in the 10 sects, for example, Feng Ju Ji's Fate Armor Immortal GU. There were very few Immortal GU which were truly kept in the treasury on standby. Heavenly Court's GU Immortals were all elites among rank 8s, but because they lacked Immortal GU, they could not use their full power. Even with abundant Immortal essence, they could not change the situation. In contrast, Northern Plains side had Red Lotus Demon Venerable's Call of the Ancient Killer move. It was truly magnificent. They were able to go up against Heavenly Court's foundation that was accumulated over countless years. Duke Long was filled with pain and anger. At this crucial moment, he could not move, he could only watch as the battle unfolded. And most importantly, the one who created this situation was the beloved disciple that he had entrusted hope to in the past, Red Lotus Demon Venerable. Chapter 17-19, Death in Formation. This call of the ancient should be quite similar to support of the future. It is not truly bringing over GU Immortals from the past or future, it contains profundity similar to future self, it summons certain individuals from the river of time when they are at a particular state. Precisely so, these Northern Plains GU Immortals are all at their peak condition, they have all their immortal essence and immortal GU. To unravel this move, the method should be similar to how I dealt with support of the future. Back then, you have to interrupt the person using the killer move. Right now, if we can cripple Calamity Luck Alter and accumulate enough damage, we should be able to stop this Call of the Ancient Killer move. Duke Long was about to break his teeth from gritting, his deduction was not wrong. Unfortunately, he was restrained by the rank 9 killer move, he could not communicate with anyone using any method. Wow, such a beautiful sight. Another person walked out of the river of time, he had a jade-like face, he was elegant and gentlemanly. The life and death battle here was intense, it intoxicated him. He breathed in deeply as he spread his arms, sighing, it seems that this is the stage for me, Dong Fang Yu. HMPH, Northern Plains brutes will be brutes, why are you pretending to be a gentleman, fight me. A Heavenly Court GU Immortal who had just retrieved his Immortal GU looked at Dong Fang Yu with a look of disdain, he charged over. He had the appearance of a little boy, he had black hair with a cowlick on top. Together with his round and cute face, his head resembled a peach, it was extremely appealing. But the aura around him was overwhelming, it made Dong Fang Yu's expression change as he dodged. The boy's killer move missed, seeing Dong Fang Yu's pathetic state, he giggled, do you know the power of Vortex Space Boy now? Dong Fang Yu was very angry, my free-spirited nature is real, while you are just a disgusting old man pretending to be young even though you're half a step into your coffin. Vortex Space Boy's smile faded away as he charged at Dong Fang Yu. Dong Fang Yu was merely caught by surprise earlier, now that he was on guard, he retaliated instead of escaping. Boom, the two fought and their moves clashed. Powerful air currents shot towards another Northern Plains GU Immortal who emerged from the river of time. The wind is really strong, it almost blinded my eyes. This Northern Plains GU Immortal looked like an old farmer, his pants were rolled up. His legs were covered in mud, his back was hunched, wrinkles covered his face, and there was tobacco in his mouth. Sigh sigh, the old farmer had no killing intent, he sighed deeply as he said, I, Nyen Nong Fu, cultivate Earth Path, I am most skilled in managing the immortal aperture. Rightfully so, Nyen Nong Fu might not be the strongest rank 8 GU Immortal in Nyen tribe history, but his influence was the deepest, he gave Nyen tribe the greatest benefits. Because he was skilled in managing immortal apertures, even though Nyen tribe's territory did not grow, their cultivation resources grew by more than 10 times, it was unthinkable. Yi Chaozi greets friend Nyen. At this time, a Heavenly Court GU Immortal appeared, he was also a thin old man. You know who I am? Nyen Nong Fu asked. Heavenly Court's GU Immortal smiled. I cultivate wood path, I am also skilled in growing resources. When I was still young, friend Nyen was one of my goals. So that's it, Nyen Nong Fu smiled. The two spoke in a harmonious tone, but they had already used their methods to fight, they were even fiercer than the other experts. As the red light flew around, Nu Bao Shang's expression became solemn, he continued to strike with his palms as lightning explosions occurred continuously. The red light's aura suddenly expanded, Zhu Ke had used a killer move, splitting into 8 red lights that shot towards Nu Bao Shang from different directions. Nu Bao Shang snorted coldly, he took a deep breath as a spherical shield resembling a lightning web surrounded and protected him. Bam bam bam, 7 red lights slammed into the lightning web shield, causing an intense explosion, the remaining red light was Zhu Ke's main body. My turn, Nu Bao Shang pulled at his own beard. Go! Strands of his beard shot out, raining down like a drizzle as they all turned into lightning spears, forming a tight formation as they shot towards Zhu Keir. Zhu Keir shouted loudly, the red light turning back into her body as a rainbow light emerged, the temperature of the surrounding air rose. Seeing that the two were about to use killer moves, the surrounding GU immortals quickly went away. On the ground, Wan Zihong looked up with an expression of admiration, cursing in her heart. Damn it, I lack most of my offensive immortal GU, I have no attacking methods now. To think that I would become a healing GU immortal one day, Wan Zihong's heart jumped with premonition, her pupils shrunk as she flickered, turning into countless petals and vanishing on the spot. At the next moment, a golden light flashed past her original location. Yi Luiko appeared on the ground as he snorted coldly, thinking, Heavenly Court's GU immortals are truly elites. I actually missed my attack twice, but unless you escape into the Qi wall, you cannot escape. Saying so, he pointed with his index finger towards an empty spot. A golden ball first appeared at his fingertips before it exploded, a grand golden pillar shot out while pushing air aside, its speed was incredible. He actually discovered the location of my true body. Wan Zihong wanted to retreat but it was too late. The golden light was already right behind her, she had no choice but to turn around and defend herself desperately. Yi Luiko snickered, his move was not so easy to block. But at the next moment, his smile froze. He saw that the golden light pillar shrunk and went inside a GU immortal's mouth. The GU immortal ate Yi Luiko's entire killer move as he patted his belly with some lingering desire, to think that I would get to eat right after waking up. This Heavenly Court GU immortal was quite fat, he had light-colored skin and smiled with a satisfied look. Who are you? Yi Luiko's gaze was cold. Zhao Shanhe. The fat man smiled. I will not let you kill our healing GU immortal so easily. Yi Luiko did not speak, his aura surged as he prepared another powerful killer move. Wan Zihong grunted in anger. I do not want to bother with healing. If you give me all my immortal GU, I can fight 5 of them at once. At the other side, several GU immortals were instructed by Fairy Ziwei as they charged towards Calamity Luck Altar together. Duke Long, who was lying on the ground, felt happy upon seeing this. Good, it seems that Fairy Ziwei has already deduced the weakness of Call of the Ancient Killer move, she is gathering troops to attack Calamity Luck Altar. Inside Calamity Luck Altar, Bing Sai Chuan was leading the Northern Plains group. Seeing the Heavenly Court GU immortals, he snorted, this Call of the Ancient Killer move is powerful but it can only be used once. If Heavenly Court disrupts it, it will not be usable again. However, I've already saved some manpower to deal with your assaults. Calamity Luck Altar similarly contains several Northern Plains GU immortals, they quickly flew outside and blocked the incoming Heavenly Court GU immortals. Far away, Fairy Ziwei let out a sigh of relief. Thankfully, Bing Sai Chuan does not cultivate Wisdom Path, the situation has been stabilized. Fairy Ziwei chose the most optimal strategy. Even though Heavenly Court's side was on the weak side, Fairy Ziwei was still willing to gather forces to attack Calamity Luck Altar. This way, to stabilize the situation, Northern Plains would have to gather more people to defend themselves. The weaker Heavenly Court was attacking, while the stronger Northern Plains was defending. It was obvious that the attacker had more initiative, this allowed the Heavenly Court GU immortals more time to recover. If they got injured, they would retreat to the Qi wall and recuperate. When Northern Plains started to defend Calamity Luck Altar, Heavenly Court's GU immortals felt their pressure lifting, they were more easily able to return to the Qi wall for healing. Boom! 2-time path killer moves collided, Heifan and Jiu Lu Ru spit out blood as they flew behind respectively. Jiu Lu Ru wanted to retreat to the Qi wall when a figure suddenly appeared. Just die. The figure appeared and disappeared instantly. Jiu Lu Ru was merely inches from the Qi wall, but he suddenly fell on the ground in disbelief, losing his life. The attacker was naturally Lu tribe's expert Lu Lu Lu. This person was crafty and scheming, he was called the disgrace of Northern Plains when he was alive, because he never fought openly with people, he bullied the weak while fearing the strong, he enjoyed sneak attacking people. His enemies often suffered severe losses, but could not even find a glimpse of Lu Lu Lu, they would spit out blood and anger. Jiu Lu Ru's death made a great impact on the GU immortals of both sides. Ever since Longevity Heaven joined the battle, this was the first sacrifice from Heavenly Court that had appeared. Jiu Lu Ru did not have all his GU worms, and most importantly, more and more GU immortals were joining the battle, it was getting more intense, a certain threshold was reached. Like a signal, soon, the second and third sacrifices appeared. Yi Luiko finally succeeded in killing Wan Zihong, but he was also heavily injured by Zhao Shanhe. On Northern Plains side, He Fan died. He and Ji Yu Ru had fought too intensely, and most importantly, he lacked good defensive killer moves. He was suddenly attacked by several Heavenly Court GU Immortals at once. All in all, Heavenly Court's sacrifices were larger in terms of GU Immortals. Damn it, these GU Immortals are the foundation of my Heavenly Court, they actually died like this. This was not worth it. Fairy Ziwei sighed deeply, the enemy's sacrifice was merely part of a killer move. If they used the killer move again, these, dead, Northern Plains GU Immortals could show up in battle again. These Northern Plains GU Immortals were not summoned with their true body after all. But Heavenly Court's GU Immortals were real lives even though their lifespan was limited. This time Path Rank 9 killer move should be the work of Red Lotus Demon Venerable. Damn it, he is too vicious, he totally targeted by Heavenly Court's weakness. Fairy Ziwei was furious but also helpless. Bing Sai Chuan's expression was similarly ugly. Because as time passed, he found that these summoned Northern Plains experts were falling in battle strength, and it was very evident. Soon, Fairy Ziwei also realized this. I understand, it is because Fate Gu's recovery is increasing rapidly, it is reaching full recovery. Fairy Ziwei's eyes flickered with hope, she was very happy. Even though Red Lotus Demon Venerable's move is powerful, it uses the river of time and manipulates history, it goes against fate. When Fate GU is fully repaired, this move will also lose all effectiveness. Chapter 1720, Through Branches and Leaves. Fairy Ziwei's analysis was not wrong. Because when Fate GU exists, ancient GU Immortals cannot come to the present, and future GU Immortals also cannot travel to the past. But because of Fate Gu's injuries, the restriction on time path was greatly reduced. Spring-Autumn Cicada was the best example, even though it could not allow a GU Immortal to return to the past, they could send their will back. Future Self, Call of the Ancient, Support of the Future, these killer moves were also making use of the past or future, projecting a person into the present from a certain point in time. When Fate GU is fully restored, these killer moves would no longer work. Fairy Ziwei realized this, Bing Sai Chuan naturally knew this from the start. But there was no choice. The refinement path formation could not be destroyed, otherwise, Heavenly Court's attempt to repair Fate GU would fail entirely. An overly damaged Fate GU was useless even if Longevity Heaven obtained it, they would need to repair it by mimicking Heavenly Court's methods. But Bing Sai Chuan knew that Longevity Heaven did not have the deep foundation of Heavenly Court, they did not have human path methods or the infallible inheritance, they did not have the ability to repair Fate GU. They could not destroy the refinement path formation, Longevity Heaven could only break past the formation and enter Heaven Overseeing Tower to take Fate GU by force. Regarding this, Bing Sai Chuan had already sent 5 Elements Grandmaster and Bull Demon. But that was his limit. It was not like he did not want to add more people, the Phantom River of Time also had many Northern Plains experts emerging continuously as well. But this refinement path formation itself had its limit. This formation was meant to repair Fate GU, it was not for combat. The formation space inside could only handle 5 rank 8s. Any more in the refinement path formation would be destroyed. Thus, Bing Sai Chuan did not send more people, while Central Continent also watched the situation inside without sending more people. The battle around Calamity Luck Altar involved countless historical experts, the battle was intense. But the most crucial battle was in the refinement path formation. Bing Sai Chuan gritted his teeth, thinking about the situation, even though our side is strong, we need to focus on defense, but overall, we still have the advantage. In the worst case, we will have to destroy this refinement path formation, even if we cannot take Fate GU, we will make sure Heavenly Court's objective fails. Both sides did not want to destroy the refinement path formation, but if there was no choice, Longevity Heaven would have to destroy it and cause both sides to end up losing. Of course, Bing Sai Chuan was leading Longevity Heaven to attack Heavenly Court, their main objective was to snatch Fate GU, if the formation was destroyed, they would have failed their objective. It is up to us now. Bull Demon had a clear understanding of the situation outside. Far away, 5 Elements Grandmaster also nodded as his expression turned serious. Suddenly, 5 Elements Grandmaster's body shook as an intense aura surged out, a powerful killer move shining in 5 colored lights shot towards his enemy Che Wei. Che Wei shouted loudly as he placed both hands in front of him, activating a killer move. Countless large shields appeared in front of him, even though there were loud cracking noises, these shields formed a wall and blocked the 5 colored lights. Damn it! 5 Elements Grandmaster intensified his attack, the 5 colored lights grew in power and destroyed shields after shields. But Che Wei's defenses were impenetrable, even though shields were broken, new ones quickly formed to replace them. Che Wei had outstanding defensive methods. 5 Elements Grandmaster felt a sense of helplessness. Within the refinement path formation, be it Che Wei or 5 Elements Grandmaster, they had to control their firepower, they could not destroy this refinement path formation recklessly. On the other side, Bull Demon and Kong Yan's battle was also about the same. Undeniably, it was much better to be on the defensive for this battle. What do we do? 5 Elements Grandmaster asked Bull Demon secretly. Bull Demon only replied, attack, try and lure their attention. Saying so, Bull Demon charged at Kong Yan again, the two engaged in another fierce fight. 5 Elements Grandmaster's heart shook. Bull Demon's words had deep meaning, he did not think anymore, he trusted Longevity Heaven and went to engage in a long fight with Che Wei. At the other end, Yuan Chongdu was completely focused on manipulating the refinement path formation, putting his attention on repairing Fate Gu. While nobody noticed anything, a small flower resembling scattering petals landed towards Heaven Overseeing Tower inconspicuously. He. The flower landed into Heaven Overseeing Tower and turned into a little girl. It was none other than the female immortal flower lady who had died earlier. Oh no, someone entered the tower. Sensing this, Yuan Chongdu was deeply shocked, he quickly shouted to alert the rest. He had to pay a huge price for this shout. His 7 orifices were bleeding, his mind was heavily injured, it directly cracked into 2 and could not merge together. Che Wei and Kong Yan quickly retreated, they wanted to enter Heaven Overseeing Tower and stop Flower Lady from getting close to Fate Gu. Too late. Bull Demon laughed loudly, he joined forces with 5 Elements Grandmaster as they restrained their enemies. Che Wei and Kong Yan became more flustered, they scolded Bull Demon for being so shameless and unscrupulous, they actually schemed this deeply. This was Bull Demon and Flower Lady's biggest secret. They shared their lifespan together, if one of them died, as long as the other was still alive, they would revive after some time. After Flower Lady revived, she flew into Heaven Overseeing Tower. There were only 5 GU Immortals in the Refinement Path Immortal formation, thus it did not break and was still operational. What do I do? Yuan Chongdu's vision turned dark, his head was hurting, this was the toughest decision of his life. He controlled the refinement path formation, he could totally destroy Fate Gu and ruin all of Heavenly Court's hard work. If he did not do that, the enemy would obtain a nearly recovered Fate Gu, this would preserve Fate Gu and they might have a chance of getting it back. Of course, if they could not take it back, Heavenly Court's hard work would all be in vain, they would all benefit Longevity Heaven instead. This decision was too tough and Yuan Chongdu's mind was heavily injured, his thinking speed fell greatly. When Flower Lady got to the top of Heaven Overseeing Tower and saw Fate Gu, Yuan Chongdu had yet to make up his mind. Success. Flower Lady's eyes shined brightly, she stretched out her hand and wanted to grab Fate Gu. If she succeeds, she would be the biggest contributor of Longevity Heaven in this trip. But at this moment, on the walls of Heaven Overseeing Tower, a bamboo forest painting suddenly appeared. What is that? Flower Lady had a look of shock, she was very stunned. 300,000 years ago, during the medieval antiquity era, Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable walked down Star Zone Mountain as he smiled bitterly in his heart. This is the chess game set by Limitless Demon Venerable and Star Constellation Immortal Venerable. It contains the grand power of these two venerables as well as replenishment from Heavenly Court at all times. If I interfere forcefully, I would have to resist the joint power of two venerables. Of course, these are just two venerables' methods, they are not alive and cannot think like humans. After finding out information on them, I will be able to target them, but even if I succeed, that would only harm Heavenly Court. Since Star Constellation Immortal Venerable agreed to Limitless Demon Venerable's suggestion back then and created this chessboard together, she must have her considerations, this will definitely benefit Heavenly Court. I do not need to be a sinner. Even so, Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable was not completely assured. He thought about it as he walked, when he raised his head, he realized he had arrived at the top of Heaven Overseeing Tower. He suddenly lost all his frustrations, he smiled at the blank walls. That's right, I can leave my painting here. Unknown to everyone, he created a painting here. After he finished it, this painting vanished without a trace, it was so deeply concealed that even Heavenly Court did not know of it. Other than Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable, everyone was kept in the dark. 300,000 years later, this bamboo forest painting that nobody knew of appeared before Flower Lady. Flower Lady's hand was merely an inch away from Fate Gu, but this distance could not be breached. Flower Lady's body floated in the air, she could not move. Her gaze was completely in a daze. After looking at the bamboo forest painting for a moment, she fell into a multi-layered illusion. The bamboo forest was huge, but she was just a single person, she could not leave after getting lost. Flower Lady was very anxious, but there was nothing she could do. Winds blew as bamboo leaves shook, jade green light and shadows enveloped Flower Lady. Flower Lady, who was inside the bamboo forest, felt the world spinning as she fainted on the spot. But the bamboo forest painting did not vanish or freeze. The jade bamboos on the walls started to sway as if the wind was blowing. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Instantly, all of the immortals in battle heard the sound of the wind. On the wall, beautiful leaves that resembled jade fell off the branches. It was a beautiful sight. This wind that did not exist not only penetrated the refinement path immortal formation and reached the immortal's ears, it even entered Duke Long's heart. Instantly, Duke Long fell into an illusion too. He was lying on the ground, surrounded by thick jade bamboos. The wind was blowing, jade bamboo leaves were falling elegantly. Duke Long received almost the same treatment as Flower Lady, but he did not feel anything discomfort, his mind was getting clearer. At this instance, he could feel the pure power and profundity of wood path. He could feel the concealment of the bamboo forest, he could feel the pressure of the trees, he could feel the vitality and strength of the grass that grew out of the soil. Next, his limbs felt like the grass and trees, gaining new strength as they grew. With this newfound strength, Duke Long supported himself and stood up slowly, standing in the bamboo forest. In a daze, he seemed to have seen Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable. He had the appearance of a young man, he was gentlemanly and polite, wearing green clothes and a white headband, his long hair was fluttering with the wind. Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable smiled mildly as he walked past Duke Long slowly. His words could be heard from the gentle winds. The left is love, the right is affection, walking on both sides of life, scattering seeds and blooming flowers, making this journey full of flower fragrance, allowing the person who walks through branches and leaves to feel no pain even as they step on thorns, they can shed tears but feel no sadness. Saying so, Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable walked into the bamboo forest. You are Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable. Duke Long turned around, only to see that Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable was vanishing among the bamboo trees. Only one sentence was left by him, remember, this move is called, through branches and leaves. At the next moment, Duke Long woke up. He was shocked to find that he was already standing, the silver chains that were binding him turned into bamboo leaves that scattered on the ground. These leaves looked like they were made from jade. TL note. Genesis words are a quote from the author Bing Shin.